And welcome back to bloody sunny Wales. Here we are at the Six Nations. I'm really excited. Team England versus Northern Ireland for possibly the win. Morning, Simon.
Morning.
So really exciting. We're here in Cardiff at the Firestorm Games Wargaming Centre, and what we are doing is we're going to watch a match between two of the best nations of Warhammer in the world.
It could all come down to this fight.
It could all come down to this matchup. It's very exciting. So if you guys haven't joined us before, what's happening is six different countries are battling out to see who is going to be the best country out of 6 different nations. The Irish, that would be the Republic of Ireland, are currently naked.
Yeah, they're trying to show their defence.
Yeah,
you can't get in our heads.
They're taking their tops off and being aggressive towards the English. It's like the 1800s. It's really sexual. Welcome to everyone. Thank you for joining us. Thank you to everyone always on Patreon and Twitch. This is Simon.
Hello.
I'm Rob, and we'll be bringing you the live coverage from the day. It's really exciting. Let's have a look at what the stats were from yesterday and how the day ended up at the end.
Yes.
So, as you can see, Northern Ireland are currently in first place.
Northern Ireland are winning.
Whoa. However, England, the current reigning champions, it's a moral victory. The English, the current reigning champions, are hot on the presses.
1 point.
Yeah,
behind,
they're looking.
2 points behind them.
They're looking serious. Last night, I know that what they did is they were very, very serious. They meditated for a couple of hours.
Bit of yoga.
Yeah. I think most of them watched Sharp, the TV show, to get in the kind of like feeling that they needed. Although Sharp actually got like quite a lot of Irish in as well.
Ah, well, they might be trying to channel their inner Irish to try and get in the mind.
So there's Northern Ireland and England. So this matchup could easily determine who's going to be the winner of the Six Nations. Sweden in 3rd place, Wales in 4th, Scotland are in 5th place, and the Republic of Ireland last. What we're going to go to now, live, is the draw. So this is the most important part of the day, and I will be joined by me. And welcome back to me. There you go. I don't think Darren's aware that... I'm not sure that Darren's aware that there's a camera on him, seeing him naked, but that seems fine. Team England showing off their talents there. Thankfully, the male nipple not unallowed on the internet. That's fine. If you were a woman. So if you guys have joined us, we're at the draw process. If you've never joined anyone for a draw press for a team event before, what happens is Northern Ireland, they're on your left. And then, England, there you go. This is Laurie.
Hello.
Les.
How's it going?
Darren. Byron.
Hello.
So we've got all the Team England. They're very serious. They were up late last night watching Sharp, trying to focus for today. So if you haven't, if you guys haven't joined us for the draw process before, what happens is both team captains put in some cards. There are 8 players for each team, and this is the draw process to decide. It's a bit like chess, only more confusing, and no one really knows what's happening. Which is, I think that's fair. Laurie knows. Oh, okay. Oh, so Team England straight in. So what happens is both team captains put in a card, and the card is a secret army. Right? So it's like an early gambit. It's it's an early gambit. You put an army in, and then in secret, and then some other armies are put against them, 2 in fact, and then you pick an opponent out of it. You guys should see it on there. Very focused. This is in spreadsheet intensive phase of Warhammer. They're all fairly spreadsheet intensive. Oh, there we go. England have put in Skaven against Gloomspite Gitz. Oh no, I know. Yeah, sorry, they as in the first draw up.
I do like how this has become a bidding wars to who's taking Darren home now, as he's showing his guns and his body off beautifully there. So Team Northern Ireland.
So Skaven, normally a bully card in a deck being used, although maybe we're going to see Bone Splitters used as a bully, we're not sure. And then the Gloomspite Gitz, really interesting. Interesting choice. So now what happens is 2 more cards go into secret as a draw-up here. Coach for Northern Ireland, how are you feeling?
Not too bad, yeah. I think we're in a good place,
After 1 card.
After 1 card, yeah, we're gonna
basically nailed it.
Yeah, basically nailed it. No, Now that we've kind of laid our cards on the table, we're
There you go. You're right. I mean, that first card draw probably determines the entire process. Win for Northern Ireland. It could be anyone's game.
my notes.
So far, his notes are Darren. Okay. He's a good-looking fella, isn't he? Look at that guy. There you go. A lot of the Warhammer players really good-looking. And then Laurie, how are you?
Yeah, I was just sort of getting in front of that as well. Just sort of sitting in his robe as well.
So close. So the choices are.
Daughters of Cain again.
Yeah, thank you. I'm just trying to work that out. So Daughters of Cain and KO versus Gloomspike Gitz, or England have got to choose from Sylvaneth or Stormcast up against the Skaven. A lot of people in the Twitch chat asking you say, how do you beat Skaven? Probably buy Skaven or just play a different game. Or apparently take Cunning Rock. Okay. Byron, you reckon Bone Splitters is a good choice against Skaven?
Yeah, super solid.
Why?
It takes 25 minutes.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. So, England already in there, looking absolutely calm and ready. As we know, Tony can't feel emotion this early, so he's fine. He's smiling. Oh, I've got him. Okay. So Sylvaneth will be playing Skaven, and Gloomspike Gitz will be playing against Caradron Overlords. Caradron Overlords versus. Okay, and I'm joined by James now. How do you feel about it?
It's good. It's what? No, it's good. It's good. That's what I wanted. It's good when I can shoot.
Okay, so that's pretty interesting. What do you think about that? Sylvaneth versus not Sylvaneth. Gloomspike Gitz versus Caradron Overlords.
Well, I think it's a better decision because there's no chance that we're going to take out this Sylvaneth. I think having all that shooting being blocked by the wood.
He actually yesterday won a game versus Sylvaneth. Caradron Overlords. He did. So going 2 for 2, but it seems like a game he's excited about. Really interesting. I'm excited. I'm going to go deep into the Northern Irish team and see how they are. Guys, how are you all doing? Colin?
We're doing good this morning. We're all good to go.
Okay, so super serious.
Green Monster, so real. This is advertising. So if the owners of Monster hear this,
Northern Ireland would like to be sponsored by.
I would like to be sponsored by. If they want to sponsor the rest, that's okay.
Okay. So the battle plan is shifted objectives. And England have put in Flesh Eater Courts, Tony Moore himself, and Colin Cochrane. 2 titans won't be facing off against each other, but the opponents are going to have to.
There is a bit of a baiting going on here. Colin's trying to bait out Richie, I think, there.
Oh, really? You think that?
He's like, come on, Richie.
Okay. So I think Fire Slayer's 3-0. So they got Richie in the hand with his Fire Slayers, and they're 3-0. Northern Ireland very comfortable with this. They already know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. Or it's a big bluff. So England have got to make a choice here, which is fun. Nice.
Smack talk going on now. Bit of smack talk.
There is a bit of smack talk. Team England looking absolutely calm and ready. Ireland jovial. Oh, the flips happened. So it's Stormcast or Skaven versus Flesh Eater Court. So that's what England have to choose from. Northern Ireland have to choose from either Bone Splitters or all Fire Slayers versus Daughters of Cain.
Now, interestingly, Colin was given a bit of baiting to try and get the Fire Slayer guy to put his name down, and they have.
Okay. Interesting. I don't know. We'll see. It's shifting objectives as well. So you got to remember about the scenario. That's going to have a big effect. Let's write the scenario down as well. Sweet potatoes. So that's going to have a big effect on how the game goes. Really is. Both Flesh Eater Courts really want to fight in the middle. That's really interesting, actually.
This is probably one of their worst scenarios because they're very, very powerful at 2 sections, maybe 3 at most. When you split them out into 5, it really starts struggling.
There's only 3 on this one. It's 3.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
You've got it. No problem.
I think it was,
You've got it.
it was very powerful.
It's very powerful. It's very tense because this could decide the tournament. Spreadsheets are being organised. I'm joined by young Chris. Are you enjoying the experience, young Chris?
Yeah, join it, yeah.
Do you want to play this Flesh Eater course?
Yeah, I've already tabled 2 Flesh Eaters 20-0 yesterday, so
So you are all about it.
all about it, yeah.
Oh, okay, there we go. You're not stressed at all.
Young Chris did take out Feck yesterday.
I know. I wonder if that'll make England nervous.
I think they'll be worried because I think they understand there's quite a lot of blisters in that list.
Let's see. I think Ireland have looking at the deliberation process. Ireland have already made their choice. Pete is absolutely. I think. Yeah. Yes. It's really interesting. This bit. Oh. There we go. So Colin is going to be playing Bone Splitters. So you got Daughters of Cain versus Bone Splitters and Skaven versus Flesh Eater Courts. Oh, another titanic battle there. That the flip didn't go. That didn't go England's way yesterday when they had their Skaven against Flesh Eater Courts. So now Tony's going to see if he can take out Skaven.
It's a very, very hard matchup because they don't like mortal wounds too much, Flesh Eater Courts, unless they get spells off.
No, yeah, it's really interesting. They can also cast their own. So that's going to be. So the next one, Knife to the Heart. So you need. This is one that can. It's very tough to get a major in. So it's going to be interesting the army choice, knowing the scenarios coming up. It's quite tough.
Yeah, this is one you want to dominate the board and force them to take it
And you
in.
need mobility.
Yeah, masses of mobility and not overwhelming force to just push through that back end of the objectives.
It's so interesting getting to choose your matchups or try to generate the matchups you want, right? Like, so the team captains have got like so much thought going on in their head. They're trying to work out so many things.
I mean, from looking at here, when you've got Team England with like 17,000 cogs just going 5,000 miles to the gallon, and Team Northern Ireland, one with a wheel going round, we know this.
Pete knows it. What? Okay.
So Northern Ireland have brought one in already.
Oh.
Actually bringing Russ Veal to consult on Team Ireland.
Okay. Russ, an excellent gamer, knows what he's doing. Yeah. Oh, there you go. And that swung the decision. So it's Ideneth versus. Ideneth or Legion of Sacrament are the two that they get to put 2 cards against there. So there needs to be a name for putting. What's that when you put the card in, like the drop? The drop. I'll come up with some words that no one else will listen to. It's going to be great. Yeah. So the drops are for England. They've put in Legion of Sacrament, and then that won't make any sense.
Well, yeah, because that is the bait.
We'll talk about this on Monday.
Okay, we'll do that then.
Yeah. Deal. I hope you guys at home are enjoying the process. I'm going to talk to a man who needs no introduction, Richie from Just Play. Richie, you excited about the draw process?
Absolutely, Robert. Gutted I'm not a captain doing it all. I think this is some of the most fun part of it.
Really fun, right?
Yeah, I've really enjoyed like the little bit of practicing, trying to get my head around it, what's going on myself, to talking about it last night, because I think this is obviously it's an important match, and I think they've got a lot of armies that are good in the missions that are on this round. Having the 2 hard to win major ones, Knife and Taking Hold, like this round's super exciting.
Yeah, this draw. Here we go.
Wow, that's a double Deepkin though. So they counter their Deepkin with Deepkin.
So Deepkin versus Deepkin, or also Fire Slayers, and then Flesh Eater Courts and Stormcast for England to choose to go up against Legion of Sacrament. Those are the choices.
That's a hard decision, both sides. I mean, I think Deepkin versus Deepkin would come down to who has the most eels there.
Or who wants to go the quickest. Again, calling Russ in for a chat there. So just asking if he doesn't mind going under the bus.
I think that might be true as well.
That's the situation, I think.
I think he did take a few buses yesterday.
Well, yeah.
Seeing what he's working and things out there. To at least checking through the armies. So Northern Ireland haven't been doing that. England have really kind of centred in and looked to what they think they can take. They're using their own powerful memory on Northern Ireland to remember all their lists as they go through.
Yeah, discussing with the players what they think is going to happen is pretty important. I'm going to go around and see how the Northern Irish are feeling about it before we get the result. Try not to touch the mic. Guys, how are you feeling about this?
I think we're feeling pretty confident, actually. Yeah. It's going exactly the way we wanted to. Yeah. So
Okay, good. Northern Ireland seem really comfortable and confident.
it'll come to the secondaries, I think.
Okay, come down to the secondaries. Okay. So now we've got into the complicated. Now we get into the complicated phase here, where when you get into this end section, you start running out of armies to place. Ooh, it's exciting.
It's interesting. They all seem to have full bully lists out of both armies. None of them are going to back down from any fight on any of these, really.
I mean, the Gits list was a really interesting choice, really.
Yeah. It's something that I don't think a lot of them can play against, knowing the unpredictability of the Gits list. But
Ireland are in. England definitely being a little bit more considered. I feel that they got when we saw this yesterday, we feel they got the drop on Scotland. There we go. So Richie is up against Legion. So Fireslayers versus Legion of Blood. You've also got Deepkin versus Deepkin. A mirror match, one of my favourite types of game. Then you've got Legion of Sacrament versus Flesh Eater Courts. And you've got Stormcast versus Daughters of Cain. There we go. So Laurie up against young Chris there. It's going to be an interesting fight. Double Ideneth. That's going to be really cool to keep an eye on. I won't lie. And Fireslayers versus Legion of Blood. I think Fireslayers played Legion of Blood already yesterday. Or on maybe a different. That was a different team matchup, but did not go the Legion of Blood's way. And that's it. That's the draw process over. Those are our matchups as we go through. It's quite exciting. Caradron Overlords versus Gloomspite. Skaven versus Sylvaneth.
Bonesplitters versus Daughters of Cain.
Bonesplitters versus Daughters of Cain. Flesh Eaters versus Skaven.
Legion of Sacrament versus Flesh Eater Courts. Deepkin versus Deepkin was a good one. Fireslayers versus Legion of Blood, and Daughters of Cain versus Stormcast.
Wow, an interesting mix. So join us back at the desk in a few minutes where we'll be talking about the lists, we'll be talking about the predictions, and then Donal's going to be bringing us live reports from the tables. As we said, this could be the game that really ties it up. I am going to quickly talk to the team captains and see how they feel about the draw, and just get a quick chat with them. Just hear, how do you feel? How do you think that they felt they did? I bet both of them say they did great.
Obviously, I think both gone, yeah, we've both got every mission we wanted, and every player we wanted in every place.
Okay, yeah, I'll go ask, if he doesn't mind, I'll just jump in quickly, talk to Pete. Pete from Northern Ireland. Pete, how do you think it went?
I'm happy enough, yeah. Always going to be a tough matchup, and but I think we avoided most of our real hard counters, so I'm happy.
Can't argue with that. Not bad at all. Northern Ireland happy there, unsurprisingly. Almost always the captain is happy with the choices. I've not actually interviewed a captain that's unhappy yet, but I'll check from Tony. Tony, happy with the draw?
Oh, furious, mate.
Furious! Oh, there we go.
Only because you said no one's ever happy. No, it's fine. It's good. It's Warhammer, isn't it?
Oh, perfect. All right, sweet. Did well. Everyone else happy? Team England happy? Good. Yeah, Team Northern Ireland. Oh, fuck, it's on. It's on. Tops are off. Everyone's ready to fight. Yeah, it's playtime. There we go. Good luck, everyone. Good luck, everyone. Not at all. We'll just get a tidy up in a moment and be with you soon with the draw process. Simon, how did you feel about the draw process?
I thought it was fantastic, to be honest. Both teams know what's on the line now. I think both of them are obviously trying to win this event. But looking through those matches and looking through...
what's your initial thoughts real quickly off
Well,
the
I mean-
bat? Also, hello everyone live on Twitter, on Twitch. Nice to see you.
I think from a quick overlay, I don't think either team has done well at all.
You don't think either team has done well?
I don't, because all of these lists, so you normally get a few crazy lists in there. I think when having Bone Splitters is powerhouse, but it's known. And having Gloomspite is also a bit of a wild card. But other than that, every other matchup seems to be just pure brute force. I think the best one to check is going to be the Deepkin.
Yeah, Deepkin game would be a really fun game to watch,
Yeah.
realistically, especially as it's on Taken Hold, the scenario. So that's something to be aware of as they play through. Now, if you've just joined us, the coverage that we will have a man who's going to go round, and he is going to go and explore exactly what is happening on the tables later on. But the first hour or so, we'll be talking through the list, the matchups, doing predictions. So tune in. We'll be talking about the stats, the potential chances for people to win. Really exciting.
Yeah.
So we're pros by this now, aren't we, Simon?
Yeah, this is game 4. I'm now technically in 2 days expert in this. Something that's never been done.
You actually have got
day 2.
as much experience as me. But we are the best in the world at this by default of being the only.
Well, I mean, it's always the best way to do it.
It's the only.
We've set the
only way I can ever
benchmark.
be the best at something. Yeah.
This is our benchmark now. You have to be better than us.
MJ Hell says, nice to see a Firestorm event. It's a great venue. It is a great venue. The staff have been lovely.
Yeah.
They've been really kind. I really can't wait for them to turn the aircon on. Very excited about that. I won't lie. With the exception, it's cool. So, hello everyone. Actually, we might be able to quickly hear from one of the Swedish players and show host, Mr. Jonathan Ellen. Jonathan, hello. How did your draw process go?
Shit.
What happened?
No, I'll get to play Skaven again.
Again?
How
Oh.
many times is that this weekend?
Hashtag busboy.
Oh, you get thrown under the bus.
Skaven 2 times and then Ireland 3 times.
Okay. So, John, I've got a quick question for you. Obviously, Northern Ireland and England either could win. Are you rooting for a particular team?
Ireland, man.
Ireland, Northern Ireland.
Yeah.
Why?
Change the stuff, right? We'll come in.
Underdogs.
The underdogs.
Yeah. And also, I hope they swept the tables for bumps today.
Okay, goodbye, Jonathan. Thank you very much. It's been.
Wow, okay.
Wow, okay. There
Straight
you go. That's
into
why
the
you shouldn't do
political
player. That's why you
black
shouldn't do player interviews. They can't be trusted at all.
I mean, there's one way to win an event, but
yeah.
if they all suddenly go outside for a quick breath of fresh air, that's when we go to join them.
Yeah, so interesting, the entire Irish team, Republic of Ireland, are playing with their tops off this round. They're going skins in, they're not bothered.
I think that's just to show that the undeniable power. They're like fire slayers.
Yes, they are.
They don't fear anything.
Raw. Young Chris there, our youngest competitor here. Very excited. He's up against Tony Moore.
I know. I mean, he's already taken out
2 Flesh Eater Courts.
2 Flesh Eater Courts.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Tony Moore, arguably one of the best Flesh Eater Courts players, and arguably one of the best Age of Sigmar players in the country.
I mean,
yeah.
I'd like to disagree with that, as I was last
But
event I
you
was
can't.
one above him.
But like
One.
consistently excellent. Team Wales have arrived.
They're here now.
Team Wales have arrived on time. They last night were doing something called Chasing the Dragon, a Welsh tradition.
I mean, they seem to be trying to refuel themselves
Yes.
with the magic potion that is cider. Wow.
So one of the
okay.
Team England players has actually
forgotten his army.
Yes. One of the Team England players has actually forgotten his army, and he's on his way to get it.
I mean,
that's going to be difficult because they were meditating last night in preparation for this.
Yeah, you think? I mean,
hashtag Team Keen is what they're known as.
Hashtag team, maybe slow play. Can we win?
Wow. Do we think that that's a tactic? Is leaving your army in your hotel room a tactic to slow play and? Well, Donal can come and tell the stream.
Donal,
no, we'll get him on later.
I'm sure he will mention it again
I
later
just want
on.
to talk to the Twitch chat. Everyone who's joined us live. We got so what we're doing is we're lambasting until Scrivo gets us the update. So how are you, Matt Pashby? It is warm here. How are you, you gorgeous man? Hawkeye, Flukesy. Scotland are doing well. Like we spoke to them earlier. It was only talking about Team Scotland. They had like 2 rough rounds yesterday where 2 priority roles could have actually given them the round over England.
Yeah. And then
They
they
also
played Northern Ireland.
They also played against Northern Ireland, and again a couple of bad rolls, and
Yeah.
they ended up there. So, but Warhammer was exciting because of the dice, right? It's something you can't control.
Yeah. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter how powerful you are, how well you plan, how well you prepped. Those dice don't want you to win. That's it. You're out.
No, you're just not going to.
Yeah.
You're not going to. So, really interesting to see all these players out. Sweden, very focused. We saw them in the hotel bar last night.
Yeah.
We had a really cool chat with them. It was really nice.
Yeah, it was good. It was
It was
good to
really
see.
nice.
It's
Team
amazing what Scarbrand does with Team Sweden.
Team England last night had to escort one of their wayward members home.
Yes, it was. He did try to go
To go
frolic
party.
frolic with Team Wales. That seemed to be they've all turned up.
They've
with
all
their
turned up.
armies.
So they actually escorted him home and made sure he behaved himself.
Yes.
So that's different. That's the difficult thing when you're dealing with talent.
Yes, and power talent.
Yeah, but power talent. You do have to control them.
Rein it in just a little bit.
Absolutely. Then
and Darren is unreignable.
the Northern Irish guys, I think, went out. The Irish guys definitely went out for a party.
Yes.
Absolutely. And Wales also went out partying, so they did good. Below me, go Northern Iron. There we go.
I think the one thing that's missing though is a lot of these Welsh players are playing normally with hangovers. So I think to keep the buzz going could be their way to win the whole event.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
They are like magical men as soon as they get the alcohol inside them.
So there's a little bit of goss here that some people aren't aware of.
Okay.
So Northern Ireland have got a bit of a grudge with Team England.
Do they?
Not geopolitically. They have a bit of a. There was a to-do with an event result quite recently at a particular event where Northern Ireland had 2 out of the top 3, and then because of a fairly unfair painting decision, as the Northern Irish did, they were not allowed the top 3. So.
Ooh.
So they and it's kind of, I don't know if you know much about the Northern Irish ACMR team scene, but it's kind of the rage. The rage of Northern Ireland. Oh, it is powerful.
Speaking
powerful.
of rage,
Talk about
we have a captain walking past now,
topless,
showing his. I mean, I think are they playing Sweden this morning?
Are they? No. Yes, they are.
I think they're just trying to become more Viking-like than Sweden.
They are. They're trying to intimidate Team Sweden. Interestingly, Team Sweden grew up naked. They've never been intimidated, as we know of it so far.
It does also seem that Team Sweden has far less hair than Team Republic of Ireland.
That's a good point as well.
There seems to be a lot of hair.
That's a good
going on
point
with
as
Republic
well.
of Ireland.
That's a good point as well. I can't wait to start talking about the matchups. Matt Pashby.
Anything? How did you feel? How the draw went? Did you think it was anything good or bad? I mean, I think they both hit quite a lot of bad match in there.
Well, as we go through the list, and we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it on the scenario. So join in the chat. We'll be talking about matchups.
Yeah.
Which is going to be interesting. We'll be talking about the lists, and then we'll see what you guys think.
Yeah.
Of those matchups and lists. We'll all be doing predictions. Our stats machine LLV himself has done some predictive stats based on percentages.
Yeah.
And then as we get into the later half of the show, we'll be bringing you the live updates. So currently there are 8 teams deploying. That's a lot to happen.
That's a lot. Yeah.
It's a lot to
well,
happen.
Actually, no. It's.
Well,
15.
there's 16. There's
15
16. Oh, 15 deployments currently. Should be 16, but.
Well, yeah, we were. I mean, it'll be here very momentarily, I suppose.
Yeah. There we go.
Team Ireland there, or Republic of Ireland. Just trying to give a bit of.
So, first question off. I think before we go into the round, we need to pick a side, Simon. And Twitch chat, can you all pick a side? I want to know who all you're rooting for. Are you rooting for England, or you're rooting for Northern Ireland? That's the question.
I mean, do we go patriotic, or do we? I mean, it's a hard thing to go. I mean, when you're English like ourselves, and we want to be patriotic, and it's in our hearts, knowing also that in our hearts is a lot of Team Ireland.
Nah, I'm not. I'm never root for England. Just because it seems selfish.
I think it will
I think I'm still rooting for Scotland. They kind of won my heart yesterday. Yeah.
I mean, Republic of Ireland.
Republic of Ireland are great,
I mean,
and I also love Sweden.
Yes,
yeah?
obviously.
I'm actually rooting for everyone but.
And I think Team Wales is basically. So that's it. I think I might have to go with Team Wales. The fact that they are every team here, bar Team England.
Yeah, and it's not like because it's not the members of Team England, all of who are lovely.
Yes,
it's probably just the rampant colonialism of the past 300 years that probably puts everyone against England. And as an Englishman, I understand that. But at least none of us are American. Hey, Matt Bashby.
Yeah, as a normal tournament goer, and my normal rule of 4 a.m. or not, it's always stay out till 4. And I did think Team England did put a block on that.
Yeah?
They put the block on. There was no 4 a.m.ers in there. And it did cut me slightly. I do wish I'd gone out till 4 a.m. But
you didn't get the opportunity.
I did
You had
not,
to have a good night's sleep. Right, as a proud Scotsman who's got to support Till Northern Ireland, says Claptraps. MJ Hale says he's all about the Northern Irish. Woodland King says the one that's not England, says Woodland King. Scott Jack says Abe. I'll vote for England, says Matt Pashby. Be nice, you guys, to win one international tournament.
Oh.
Wow. I'm gonna say that louder so Team England can hear. The Americans say it would be nice for England to win one international tournament. Whoa, gosh. That's fire in the Twitch chat right now.
England not rising to that bait there.
England not rising.
Yeah,
Les just laughing it off. He doesn't give a fuck what you got to say.
You can see the fire building up in his eyes. He's just going to take it out on his opponent there, I think. But stoking the coals ready for them to take on Team Ireland.
Type 2, thank you very much for subscribing. Type 2, don't worry. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you everyone for watching live and being part of this. I know this is super weird. It's the first time we've ever done it. I'm sure on Monday I'll have loads of ways. And if you guys have got any suggestions, ways that you think we can make it better, the coverage of an 8-man international team Warhammer event. I mean, it's not golf.
No, I mean, I do have
those
one.
golf commentators have got an easy life, haven't they?
Yeah.
So he's hit the ball.
And there it is. And there it's landed. I mean, that was a great landing. I do have one thing that I think we could do for next year, if we do it next year. A thing that may make us have thousands of followers and viewers at a time. I think there's something we're missing on all these, especially as it was noted yesterday that somebody's wearing the Crocs and socks. We need a jet cam.
We do need a jet cam.
So we can leave Jets to wander.
He's at home currently, resting.
He can wander between the tables and
he's actually been at the vet this week.
Has he?
Yeah, so if you guys want to use your emoticon in the chat to show Jet some love, he's been at the vet. He had to get some antibiotics. And if you guys aren't aware, on our Monday show, our show host Nathan has got a pet dog called Jet, and he's kind of the mascot of Age of Sigmar for the Honest Wargamer.
Everyone's heart.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I did go out there at Bobo, and I did try and defend him, stopping one of actual Team England, who's renowned to the world as kicking dogs.
Laurie Huggett. Yeah, the dog kicker is himself.
The dog kicker is actually in Team Wales.
Awesome.
Team England.
Yes, that'd be sweet. Thank you.
Been handed some visuals.
There we go. That's going to be fine. Oh, nailed it. Thank you very much. So we've just got we've got the pair-ups for the other tables as well. So obviously we talked about Northern Ireland, England, but Scotland and Wales. If you guys are interested, Daughters of Cain are up against Daughters of Cain in a mirror match.
Wow. Okay.
Carriage on Overlords versus Scaventide.
And then another.
Idneth versus Idneth in another mirror match.
2 mirror matches.
Flesh Eater Courts versus Tempest Eye, which is a good matchup for Tempest Eye.
I think he will be. He's lost to Flesh Eater Courts 3 times now.
Stormcast Eternals versus Sylvaneth, which is a tough matchup for Stormcast.
Yeah.
Scaventide versus Ordre Draconis, which might be good for Ordre Draconis, but as we'd say in the channel, what can beat Skaven? Just more Skaven.
Yeah.
And then Sylvaneth versus Legions of Nagash, Khorne and Slanesh.
That would be a good fight.
That would be a really cool to watch as well. And also, and then going into Sweden versus the Republic of Ireland, you've got Daughters of Cain versus Sylvaneth, Disciples of Tzeentch versus Khorne. Love that list. Yeah. Fire Slaves versus Disciples of Tzeentch. That'll be a cool match to watch.
Yeah.
Gloomspite Gits versus Scaventide. John won't be happy about that. Scaventide versus Beast of Chaos. Blades of Khorne versus Legions of Nagash. Flesh Eater Courts versus Daughters of Cain. And my boys, Legion of Asgore versus Flesh Eater Courts. So some interesting matches there from the other tables.
Yeah. And how do you think they've done with their pairings?
Pardon me?
How do you think they did with their pairings? Sweden versus Republic of Ireland.
Sweden versus Republic of Ireland. I think Sweden have done.
It looks
badly.
Yeah, it doesn't look too great. Legion of Asgore versus Feck versus Daughters of Cain.
No, hold on. I think by throwing Gloomspite under the bus, they've got some pretty good matchups. Legion of Asgore could actually take out Flesh Eater Courts. They just have to roll really well on the magma cannons.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
the
there's
issue
quite a
is
lot of
they're
shooting.
so inconsistent, which is
Yeah.
why I don't take them.
Yeah.
But and especially in this environment, you can't bank on it. But maybe it's put down as a loss with the potential to swing it to a win,
Yeah.
right? Because he just has to roll hot. And I know that's true for every army.
It's quite a lot of effect as well. Yeah, the hot effect roll, the more powerful.
Yes, but like shooting in this situation
Yeah.
would be the true damage that we've got. We're going to quickly again go to the scores for the rounds. If you guys have just joined us, and you guys can see where we were.
Morning, Lee.
Morning, Lee Bromley, and we'll see where we're at there. Thank you so much. So as you can see there, there's 80 points added to each team at the start of this round. That's how it works. So just to give you some kind of context. Over on the left-hand side is their uncapped scores, but each team is always capped at 100 points.
Yes.
That's the maximum they can get, and currently Northern Ireland are in the lead with the second most secondaries. However, Team England now, yes, that was going. They were actually up on secondaries in round 2, going into round 3.
Yeah.
England have now pipped them on secondaries. Yeah.
It's very. I mean, a couple of points here, a couple of points there. It doesn't seem a lot, but when it's this close at the top, a 1 or 2 secondaries really can make a massive difference.
Huge difference. Huge difference.
1 point, it could stop them from being taken over.
And then the estimated score here. So Northern Ireland, according to the stats, so we do have stats actually racked up from the different from Mr. LLV, and we do have the stats percentage for the wins on the Excel spreadsheet put in. We're getting it put in, so we'll be able to do that in a bit. But so 74 versus 109. So what that does is it takes the percentage win rate of each faction, the percentage win rate of each player, adds it up, and then matches it versus their opponent. So England have 109 versus the estimated score here for 74 for Northern Ireland. So not only historically are England the driving force and the team to beat. They've won 2 Six Nations in the past.
Yeah.
They also statistically have the best chance.
I mean, yeah, they know what they're doing. They really, really know what they're doing. They prep, they watch sharp, they keep themselves sharp for this weekend. I don't think they were going to try and leave anything to chance either.
No, I don't see that happening either.
No.
I don't see that happening. As pointed out there, Wales with their gentlemanly, thank you, 7,000 kill points.
Well, it's not even that, it's 7,770.
I look at England, they've got an extra 4,000 kill points in the bank.
That's massive.
Absolutely huge.
And Lee, yes, his trousers have survived. He's actually looking better today than he was yesterday. Bit of gaming etiquette there.
Yeah, some gaming etiquette asked by the judge.
Always flush toilets at events.
Sweden there with look at that, 6,000 kill points less than Northern Ireland, 10,000 less, only after 3 rounds. But they jumped up. They were struggling. Republic of Ireland now going for their 3rd wooden spoon.
I mean,
their 3rd wooden spoon in a row.
They are loving it though. I think they're trying to get enough wooden spoons so that team can have 1 each. So I think they're going to try 8 flat tournaments to win the wooden spoon, and then they'll go for the first.
That's their plan.
Yeah, I think that's their plan, because I think obviously when you've got 1 wooden spoon, only 1 person in that team gets it, and the others feel left out. Like, I wanted that this year. Now they're just going to go for it. Yeah. We'll lose 8 times in a row just so everyone gets it.
We're gonna go now to a new screen, which should be interesting to see. Here we go. Oh no! Perfect. Thank you very much. So these are the pairings, and let's get on with our predictions. And so join us, gentlemen, if you want to, and ladies. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
If you guys want to find out the list, you can type on the honestwargamer.com and go into the events tab. And if you go into the events tab, you'll be able to see all the lists available. So handy we made that website.
Very handy.
Thank you to everyone on Patreon who paid for that website. You guys are changing the shape of wargaming coverage, which is good, and allowing me to retire from the early stroke I'm going to get from the heat inside this room.
It's not that bad at all. It's actually a lot cooler here than it was yesterday.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So look, let's get through it. Let's get to it. I've got all of the teams for Northern Ireland. You have got all of the army lists for
Wales and Republican at the minute, but yeah, we'll grab that one.
You do have it. You did have it. Okay. But we'll find that out in a minute. Absolutely. And then we'll start doing the. If Rushfield wins against FEC with that list,
I have
he is
the
a
England
hero.
team here now.
Joe Boom. Russ being cheered on from the chat. He wants being cheered on from the chat to. It's a tough matchup. People are thinking.
Okay, let's go. Let's go.
Got him?
I've got
Nailed
him. I
it.
found
Right.
him now.
Okay. So the first matchup we got Gloomspite Gits versus Karajan Overlords, and they are playing Focal Points.
That's going to be interesting. Really, really interesting for them.
Yeah.
Karajan, they're not known, but they're not really going to have many bodies on the board. So they're going to have to do a lot of work first to try and whittle it down before they can start spreading out and take the objectives.
Paul Bastion Games asking why is Mick naked? Big question is, Paul, why aren't you?
Yeah, I mean,
we are,
yeah.
which is why the camera isn't on us currently. Right. So.
So, do you want to go with your rundown first?
John, the sound can be a bit louder apparently. Just add 5 dB. Yes, absolutely. So, for Team Northern Ireland, we have got Gloomspite Gits. Ooh.
Would you like a live FAQ question?
I would love a live
Live
FAQ
FAQ.
question from Donut
If the
RTO.
chat
Let's
can ask us.
come back to us.
So, Hand of Gork says, if successfully cast, choose a unit. That unit can double how far it can move and fly in your next movement phase.
Yes.
Okay.
If you Cunning Ruck hero phase move, can you double your move?
Oh, great question.
Because the sentence said you can double your move and fly in your next movement phase.
But not in the first one.
But does the does the movement change only affect you in the movement phase?
Yeah, because it specifies when.
Or is it only the fly that flies?
It specifies when, right?
It's the move and fly. So the question is,
next movement phase.
does both apply to the...
Yeah, because it only talks about the movement phase, right?
But its question is...
Oh, would it apply in a hero
double
phase?
your move separately and fly in the next movement phase?
Oh, I see. Great question. And what have you decided?
No, I've decided that you can't because it's all part of the one sentence.
Agreed.
Okay. Yeah.
But it would be much better written if it was in your next movement phase, comma, that you
Yeah.
doubles its move and flies.
Yeah.
Little side note for all the fans watching: almost all of the battle tomes could be better written.
All of them. Yeah.
Let us know in the chat what you guys think.
Yeah, we'd love to know what you guys think. Yes, only movement phase. Yes, only movement phase as stated. So a lot of people in the chat saying yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. Which is cool. Super exciting hobby news. LVO tickets went on sale less than 12 hours ago. 4,000.
Okay. Good luck with that one. Good luck.
Yeah. So it's looking like.
I mean, that's from Team England as well.
Yeah, it's affected them.
So it will affect this round. So it could be potentially quite a big decision.
So yeah, that's actually going to be a big effect because obviously Byron's been playing that list. He
Yeah.
played at Adepticon. He's been playing it. He's playing it for ETC Team Practice, the Bone Splitters list.
Okay.
So being able to move and fly that unit is quite big. So it does mean that he also won't be able to create screens
Yeah.
that he then flies over.
Yeah.
Right. So because he can only double move, he's going to want to double move the shooting blocks.
Yeah.
Right, so he's talking about the Bone Splitters, which we'll talk about in a minute. He's going to want to double move the shooting blocks, but if he can't fly over the screens, he can't put the screens up, which is a big advantage. So then he has to put them at the front, right?
Yeah.
However, they know this before deployment.
Yes, which is quite a good thing to do. It's quite nice to get those little rules out before they even start putting models down, so they can go, okay, if you're going to rule this way, I'm going to play that way.
Actually, Daughters of Cain, maybe. Fuck it, I love Marathi in Age of Sigmar. Like, she's a nightmare to play against.
If she just gets launched into that shooting unit, all those shots,
Just like,
wasted.
yeah, 3 damage. Don't
Yeah,
even
it's
bother
like-
rolling dice.
Yeah, just take the 3.
Just take the 3.
Yeah.
So actually, she like I understand that if you've ever played against Marathi, you can find her like nightmarish, and you almost have to plan always. Like, what am I
Yeah.
going to do if I come against Marathi? But for a gaming piece, for like a strategy thing in your head, it's a great little cog you have to work around.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind playing Marathi too much now. I think the best thing to do, obviously you see a lot of people go straight into monster mode, and it's like, right, I'm going to put you in, you try and fight it. I think that might be sometimes slightly a mistake, especially when they take first turn and try and womp across and start into combat. So if they're in first turn, womp across, and they're going to take 3 damage back, you're already rolling to take her out. So she will go before the end of the phase if you can keep the momentum going every fight. You just need to make sure that it stays in a fight.
All right. Yeah. Blaze be mad. Bone Splitters under the radar. Really hope you're doing well, Blaze. Dreadwood's watching from the beach at Calimos. That's
Wow,
awesome.
that's quite cool.
I hope you're enjoying that. Sorry you're having to look at these 2 pasty white fellas. We will go to the draw process now, and we'll start talking through the list again. John there doing the great work in the side screen.
He
John,
really
you're a hero.
He's keeping us alive.
He's keeping us alive. So, as we said, Gloomspite Gits versus Caradron Overlords is the first matchup. Northern Ireland have got the Gloomspite Gits. I've got their list. Shooting versus a Horde. Let's see what we think it's going to do. So you've got Scragrot the Loon King. You can see all the lists on the website. It said Loon Boss on Mangler Squigs, Web Spinner Shaman, and the Loon Boss has got the Clammy Cow. 2 Fungoid Cave Shamans are... listen, Fungoid Cave Shamans are baller.
Yes.
Fungoid Cave Shamans are hip-hop artists in low riders, with beats turned up, the sun rolling down.
This is Exhibit and...
Yeah, they are. They're just listening to tunes. They're just cruising along boulevards. They are so cool that you literally can't touch them.
Unfortunately, though, sometimes
They're
that
the Vanilla
cool,
Ice of Age of Sigmar.
Of all the rappers he went for, it was Vanilla Ice. I think sometimes, though, they are that cool. They kind of just... They don't even want to bother engaging. I've played them a couple of times, and I know how amazing and cool, good they can be. But sometimes they just don't want to do anything.
No.
So I sit back and go, no, this time, let the army try and do some stuff.
Yeah. John, would you turn the sound up a tiny bit more? But I think that sound. But maybe we'll give it a little turn up.
Joining the moon, the
Fungoid Cave Shamans, 20 shooters, 40 stabbers, and 40 stabbers. Pretty cool. I like. Listen, get 20 Gloomspite Gits players in a room, and ask them if they're going to take 20 shooters. You'll just have a fight. Headlocks will be happening, names will be cool, shirts will be off. No one knows, right? 10 Boingrot Bounders, 6 Sneaky Slufflers, and 5 Loon Smasher Fanatics. And then, endless spells-wise, Aether Void Pendulum, Prismatic Palisades, Scuttle-Tide, and Malevolent Moon. Now, arguably, because this is the first army list we saw it put in for Northern Ireland, it's a really adaptive list. It's got some good anti-magic, it's got strong magic, it's got good board control.
It's got a lot of minuses.
It's got minuses to hit in there. Well, you could do... It's got its natural -1, and it's also got Palisade that could do another. It's also got the Aether Void Pendulum, so it's pretty good for the opposing team to not put something like Daughters of Cain with Marathi in, because that's what's going to deal it. And Malevolent Moon shuts down magic really well. So the Caradron Overlord's counter pick from Team England's pretty good, because some of those things are a little bit useless.
Yeah, it's like, well, we're going to be flying around the place. A little bit of movement to the side, you're fine. And then you're not going to bother with magic at all, really, with Caradron. There's nothing in there at all that they're going to be using magic-wise, I don't think, from Caradron.
No. Well, let's talk about the Caradron Overlord.
I mean, he did do
the
well.
Palisade could be really useful against Caradron, though.
Massively.
So what's in the list, Simon?
So we've got it's Barrack Zilfin. They've got 2 Ether Chemists, one with Grithfeather Charm.
2 Ether Chemists?
2, but they are
Stop my beating heart. There is no way there are 2. What?
That's it.
That is so bold and new.
Yeah.
How can they be so brave yet so bold?
He's got 10 Arcanauts with Skyhooks, 10 Arcanauts with Skyhooks, and then 20 Arcanauts with 6 Skyhooks. Then he's got 6 engine riggers with the volley guns, 2 volley guns and 2 drill cannons, and then 12 engine riggers with 4 volley guns and 4 drill cannons. And he's got the ironclads.
He has.
The Mahusive boat itself.
So basically, he's got the one. He's got the 1-drop. Basically, it's not quite the 1-drop. Scotty Jock. Of course, we can show you that. We can show you the current scores after round 1 again. No problem at all. There you go. If you just ask questions in the chat for things you want to see, the team and John will bring it you. So that's the current scores as it stands right now. So you guys can check it out. So. You got a lower drop count than the Gits.
Yeah.
You can drop down and you can delete a lot of stuff. And a lot of these units, like the Bounders, especially on the first turn, very susceptible to battle shock.
Yes, especially with no command points.
With no command points in the bag. So the Boingrot Bounders, they're in a tough spot. The Snufflers, and also the Stabby units as well, and all of the characters very susceptible to being shot. But weirdly, much like we find with Skaven and Daughters of Cain, Grot characters you would accept to be fairly susceptible to a kick-in.
Yes.
But actually very tanky.
Bizarrely tanky.
Bizarrely tanky, yeah.
And don't forget they do have that the Gloomspite Moon that a lot of things will be sat at. So I'm actually looking at it to my left side now, and a lot of that Gloomspite is going round that little moon in the middle.
Yeah,
They're expecting to get the hit.
Right, yeah, so around the Loon Shrines So make them immune. Two great opponents there as well lined up.
Yeah.
Neil's a solid player, also a beautiful looking man.
There's a lot of beauty around.
That's just
on
true.
this top
That's
table.
just true. Oh, Pete, the team captain's disagreeing. You know. Neil, but he's also getting James Tyndale, a gorgeous individual, a kind-hearted soul with massive hands. But a lovely man. Normally plays Idneth, now he's playing Karajon, and beat Silverneth yesterday with Karajon. A massive win.
Yeah,
a massive win.
He's looking quite pleased with himself with
Yeah.
that. I mean, I think there's a little shock in it there, but extra surprise and extra good.
Yeah, so it's going to be an interesting match.
It is. It's going to be difficult match. Though,
A difficult match.
Yeah, I think it is. I mean, don't forget they're playing.
This is where we all, ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls of the court, people watching at home, although you might know the result if you're watching back,
or on a beach.
Yeah, or on a beach, wherever you may be, wherever your head lays, we now get to do the fun game of Rob, Speckles, Twitch, and Stats versus each other.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and we do have the. Do we have the stat spreadsheet sorted? We'll not go to that yet, but we will in a minute. So the first off, who do you think Speckles is going to win?
I think
Twitch chat. Who do you think is going to win?
The scenario being focal point as well. It's a lot of area to cover. I do think Gloomspite do take a slight advantage over that. The fact that they have, 100 models. There's nothing in there that the biggest unit they have in KO is 20-man Arcanaut company, and they are going to be all obviously in the boat to start off with. I just don't think they've got the surface area to take it out. So I'm going to say Gloomspite.
You're going to say Gloomspite?
I'm going to go Gloomspite, yeah.
Wow,
bit of
okay.
bonkersry.
Oh, that's very interesting. Okay, so Gloomspite for Speckles. The Twitch chat, Gits and KO vote so far. I love KO, says Hook and Pin. Fluxy says the Arcanauts aren't going to be on the boats. They don't fit. There you go. All the Idneth players are running Doomhain Enclave. I was curious why that over Futhwan. I'd say they're not actually taking Domhain. I'd say it's about a 4-1 Dassault. I'd say that Futhwan is kind of like the most popular, with Domhain being kind of like a 1 to every 4 Doomhain. That would be my thoughts.
I mean, to be fair, that actually sounded like a new language you were speaking then to me. I was like, what are these words you're saying to me? Anything else? Consistent humming in the mic.
No, it's okay. I've sorted that.
So that could just be.
No, it's because people are asking us to turn it up. It's fine. Oh yeah, my snoring.
Yeah, Rob does seem to be like a pneumatic drill when he's asleep. So it could just be just following through.
So my vote, as much as it hurts me, is going to be KO.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's the likely win. What do you guys think is the likely win? Gits and KO has been the vote in the chat. So currently you're split. Next vote gets to choose what the result is.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, plus the Gits have hearts. They have all the hearts compared to KO. Far more hearts.
KO. Twitch chat says KO.
You're fighting against me now.
So now let's go to our stats screen and let's find out what the stats have said about this particular victory.
I think I kind of know what Donald may be wanting out of this. The TO. I think he might make some TO decisions for him.
So there we go. So we have this amazing stats machine worked in. So as you can see there, Gloomspite Gits at the top predicted a 56% win rate. And then James with the Karajan Overlords, 58. So we have actually cut off the part where the stats predict the winner at the end. But the result for that is...
actually, it's 56 to 54.
54, yes.
So the stats are in my favour.
Your stats are in your favour, yeah. It looks like Gits could take that out. So both players with their own particularly strong win rate. Thank you. Close enough, John. That's fine. So it looks like the stats are picking the Gits.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think that's what I do.
That's all reckons Gits will beat KO every day. Let's all find out whether or not that's going to be true at the end. So we've all chose something different. Me and the Twitch chat voted different. Speckles, you've gone with the stats.
Yeah, well, the stats have gone with me. There's no way around
That's a good point. I should have thought about that.
They decided to go, Speckles is right, let's go with him.
I agree.
mean, normal humans would look at me and go, he's an idiot, let's not do that. If he doesn't see idiots, he just sees just the pure power that is rolling around inside my head like a little ball of fluff. This is my brain.
Right, next up, John. The next pairing. We'll go see what we
The next pairing, it'll be Skaven versus Silvernet.
Yeah, so Skaven were the first team put in by Team England. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, it
So
was.
they were like, let's put him under the bus and let's see what the reaction
I think
is.
that might be a reaction to him being topless. It's like let's just get him out there.
It's intimidating.
Let's see
also,
what he can do.
Also, Darren tipped his hand at the table by jumping up and down by saying, "Let's go." So actually, Northern Ireland already knew what I think Northern Ireland knew on that draw what was going in. So that's interesting. Let's talk about the list. What's in the Skaven list?
So in Skaven's list is Darren Watson playing there. He's got just a couple of things in there. Gracie on Screaming Bell. Gracie on Screaming Bell. Gracie and Screaming Bell. A Vermin Lord Corruptor.
Uh-huh.
I think he's trying to get. He has said he's trying to get the 3 Vermin Lords brought out in one turn, which would be bonkers. But I think it's a tall order. He's also got 40 Clan Rats, 20 Clan Rats, 20 Clan Rats, and then the 2 blocks of 40 Plague Monks. And a fair few endless spells there that might be a bit tricksy for the Sylvanet player. We've got the Pendulum, Spell Portal, Warp Lightning, something rubbish.
Wait, the Warp Lightning Vortex?
No, I think we're going to call it the Warp Lightning something rubbish.
What a brave and bold choice by the Skaven player there to take the Warp Lightning Vortex.
What makes the Vortex better?
The Warp Lightning Vortex is an offensive piece of games design and rules writing which affects all of our games, and I encourage everyone at home to lobby against it in all manner in every way.
Yeah,
I wouldn't normally say this, but I think you should bully your friends, ring your congressman, write letters to your MP. I imagine in Ireland, ask your local moose representative. Not Moose, sorry, that's Sweden.
Yes, Sweden, yeah.
In Ireland, ask your landlord to make sure that it's banned from games, tournaments, TOs if you're listening. Just ban it outright. No one needs it. It won't hamper Skaven. Just get it out of the game. Never let it happen. It's atrocious, it's awful, and it's gross.
Hold on.
Yes.
But if you were going to take that atrocity, what else would you take to make it even more atrocious as a final end of spell?
Shackles.
Funnily enough, that seems to be what he's done.
Okay, perfect.
That's 120 points of you will never move, you will die.
Yeah, so if everyone would like to just, say it with me, fuck the Warp Lightning Vortex, deeply and forever. Yeah,
Okay.
I don't like to go too pop culture sometimes, but I would like it yeeted into the sea.
Okay.
Do you know what that means?
Not a clue.
Just means thrown. I want it
thrown.
yeeted
Okay.
straight into the sea.
So what is in everybody else's hearts now
Yeah.
to take it on?
So unbiasedly, Sylvaneth. As they await their battle tome, I think they might get one
I think
soon.
I've heard rumours, 2025.
Team captain, there you go, Hypnocracking, yeet, yeet, yeet. So Pete Pratt has got his Sylvaneth. Yesterday, he drew 140 Plague Monks and he whomped them.
He did. He has already taken this on, basically.
Yeah.
And won. So he found the secret silver lining in how to beat the rats back into submission.
Yeah.
We know rats like boats. They don't seem to like woods.
Dessor says, my friend has brand new to AoS. He has Skaven, but always loses. I feel he could use a Warp Lightning Vortex to help him out. No. Wrong. Don't buy him. In fact, if you see it, I would never encourage this actively, but if you see someone with a Warp Lightning Vortex, just throw it against a wall.
Well,
And don't apologise. Just give him a tenner and say no.
I mean, I'd be quite tempted to nip to the local fish shop, get a fish, and then just slap him in the face.
No, not the player, just the model.
Well, yeah, slap
Just
the model, yeah.
Just the model, absolutely.
So what he's going against?
Yeah, so Alariel the Everqueen, Tree Lord Ancient, Gnarled Warrior, and the Oaken Armour.
Okay.
Deepwood Grail is Spell Ruth. So this is the old school Sylvaneth. Branch Witch, Branch Wraith, and then you've got, so it's going to be a 1-drop, 20 Dryads, 2 lots of 10 Dryads, 2 Tree Revenants. The Tree Revenants are the pro pick. They terrify me. They do what Heartrender's do in the Daughters of Cain list. They basically say, hey, by the way,
I'm going to go anywhere.
Yeah, and this is obviously also they're playing focal points.
Yes.
Okay.
Which is awesome for this kind of thing. As they need the more maneuverability, the better.
Yeah, absolutely. And then Gnarlroot Wargrove, Household Battalion. So it's a 1-drop list, and that's lovely against Skaven.
Yeah, they don't really. I mean, they're good at being. They don't care when they've got loads, but if they've got, they're fighting somebody who's 1-drop and can get across. they can smash it over.
Yeah,
So I think-
your best opportunity with Skaven is getting their grill early.
Yeah.
Get up there and just get in their face. Problem is they've got great screens. Sylvaneth don't really have loads of stuff that can
Well,
fly.
they have lots of wood, so they don't have screens, but they have. I mean, when we saw Pete play yesterday, he turned that entire board into a forest.
He did.
It was like the Amazon rainforest there, covered every inch in woods. So I think he's going to try and do it now. There's a quick little glance over there. I think they've started. I think it's going to be. I think we all know who we want and who we might see. But what's the Twitch chat thinking? Are they? Who are you for? Are they going for the Warp Lightning? Or
No, are they going for the Skaven or are they going for the Sylvaneth? So I haven't finished everything that's in the Sylvaneth list.
Sorry.
So you've got Chronomantic Cogs, Geminids of Ulguish, Quicksilver Swords, and the Suffocating Gravetide.
So that's going to be massive as well with all the woods, the graveside. That's a lot of board control.
Huge. It's absolutely huge. And realistically,
and it's stuff you can't.
So
fight.
and also Suffocating Gravetide is something you don't see in many army lists, but it's big.
It's huge. It's as good as the play monks are. They're there. They'll take out most screens.
Yeah.
But the one thing you can't take out that endless belt, and you can't take the wood out.
So no, you can't. You're right. So board control there, pinning the Skaven on focal point. So scoring those, it's going to be really interesting that game.
Yeah,
Pete's a top player.
Yeah.
Darren's a top player. They're going to have a great game either way.
Oh yeah.
So the first two rounds are looking hot. So my question to first two games, first two games of this match, of which there are 3 matches in this round. My first question: Sweden apparently already finished. They're Wow.
This is insane.
We might be able to get an interview from the quickest finish ever on this camera, maybe.
That is absolutely amazing.
But we'll get that. Yeah, there's a game already finished in the hall. Sweden.
But both teams are smiling, but I think Sweden's smiling there a little bit more.
Okay,
I think is that the Corn player?
Huh?
Corn player?
That's it's Zinch versus Disciples versus Korn. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So Korn, I think we've all learned a lesson this way. Well, I learned a lesson last night with their team captain talking to us last night in the hotel that Scarbrand is our boss. You do not want to fight that man.
Yeah, so we'll try and get an interview with those guys. See how their game finished so early when other armies are still deploying, right?
Yeah, I mean, one hasn't even finished deploying yet.
But that's in another match.
Yes.
Yeah. So let's try and not put too much focus on that. That's happening between 2 other teams, between Sweden and the Republic of Ireland.
Yeah. I mean, with Sweden being 3rd at the minute, aren't they? I think that obviously with the Northern Ireland, England here, that's quite psychological, knowing that Sweden have already got a win.
Sweden are focusing.
That makes pressure.
Most people don't know this, but the Swedish team actually took a spa resort trip. To meditate for a week before this event to be calm and ready.
Yes.
So round 2.
Okay.
Round 2. Who is your predictions? Sylvaneth versus Skaventide. As much as I love him, I'm voting for Sylvaneth.
Yeah, I think I need to go with Sylvaneth there as well. I just want to see that Warp Lightning Cannon, the Warp Lightning Vortex stopped. I think we've got to go with Pete himself.
You're going for Pete as well.
He's the captain as well. So not only is he's put himself against this, it was his decision to take on that.
Yeah.
Which is quite a bold move. He's like, right, my team, I will do this.
Yeah.
I've done it once. I will do it again.
Look, so blocking all of the shooting is pretty effective, right? Although there isn't loads in it. Most of it doesn't need line of sight to work. But yeah, it's really interesting. So you are voting Sylvaneth as well. Twitch chat, who are you going for? Sylvaneth, who can pin? That's right. Fuck Warp Lightning Vortex.
I do think there is one thing though. Like, there's not actually much shooting from the Skaven list.
Huh?
There's no Warp Lightning Cannons, so their heroes are going to be quite nice and safe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Potentially, but actually a lot of the damage comes from mortal wound output.
Yeah. I don't know. I think we'll see.
Twitch chat though, they are Hypnocracken or Sylvaneth. Fuck Warp Lightning Cannon. That's right. Let's do it as a group, as a community. Let's just not let it be okay. So
fuck that Vortex.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then the stats. I wonder what the stats are saying on the potential victory for this round. It's going to be interesting.
Here we go.
I like the nerves that we've got before this. Oh, there we go.
Okay.
So the stats are saying that Darren wins. With 70% against Pete's 56%.
I mean, can we? It would be amazing to be able to see these stats. If you just took out about 120 points. Just remove those 2 spells, and let's just see who would win it then.
Nah, like Warline of Vortex is 100 points of game winning in an army that already game wins.
Yeah,
Like it's not like the reason it's like ignore like you could put it into any army. Every army who could take it would take it.
Yeah.
It's not unique to Skaven in its ability. It's just bleh.
Yeah.
Bleh.
Bleh.
Anyway, we don't need to go on about it today.
Sunday morning thing.
It's a Sunday.
We don't want that.
No one needs it. We're all here for fun.
We need delicate
jokes.
cups of tea.
Have a laugh at my Welsh accent. Oh bloody hell! I'm
Yes,
rubbish
you
at
are,
it.
yeah.
Firestorm staff here are lovely. If you've not met them, they're
I
real
think
nice.
the Firestorm staff are about to hear Rob's
They're going to
amazing
throw us
Welsh
out for our Welsh accent.
Oh, they are, yeah. I think that might just make it a little bit better here.
That'll be lovely.
We're about to have the aircon switched on.
So
which
the
is gonna be
stats say that
fantastic.
Skaven are going to win. Skaven. So really interestingly, so currently I'm against me and the stats are in a disagreement twice.
I think the poll looks bad after Speckles.
Yeah,
and
because
Boba.
the poll when you log in it says is Speckles rubbish at Warhammer. So Simon doing the commentary with me,
yes.
famously the worst Warhammer player in the world.
Yeah, I take that with pride.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's also good knowing that no matter who wins in that match, the other player always loses.
Yeah.
Because if I win, they get around to that. If they win, it's no special thing. It's quite nice knowing that they will always lose when they play me.
Yeah.
So the stats are going Skaven, the rest are all silver.
Right, next up, a very interesting match, especially after that live FAQ we had off the TO, is Daughters of Cain versus Bone Splitters. So Daughters of Cain being run by Northern Ireland famed Colin Cochran.
Also known as Donal's dad.
Also known as Donal's dad.
I mean, there might be a bit of bias
Some
there.
people actually say, if anyone's ever watched the film Looper, that Donal is actually a young Colin. Who's gone back through time to correct history. I can't guarantee that to be true. He's up against a triathlete, a man who actually cycled here from Middle England, Byron Ord. He cycled the entire way while eating only hummus.
Only hummus?
Only hummus.
Hummus-powered cycling.
Yeah,
I think that should be a new sport. I would love to see that.
So let's talk about the list, shall we?
Okay, so do you want me to go through the Bone Splitters list?
I would like you to go through the Boon Splitters list.
The Boon
Can I
Splitters
see the
list.
bloody Boon Splitters list, please?
Would you like me to do my lovely
Yeah,
Welsh
please.
accent?
Oh, if you could do your Welsh accent, that'd be lovely.
So I'll do the Welsh accent, and we'll see who can the Twitch chat will think is
Oh,
doing
it'd
the
be
best.
lovely, that.
So Byron's a lovely boy, and he's bringing a savage big boss.
He's nice, isn't he?
Yes, he's a
Oh,
lovely
he's
man.
lovely.
He's bringing a weird knob.
He's got a weird knob.
But he's not
Byron's got a weird knob.
He's not got
Bloody hell.
He's not got one weird knob. He's actually got 2 weird knobs.
Bloody can't believe he's got a weird knob.
But he's got a prophecy. Like
What's his prophecy?
a Wurgog prophet.
Oh, bloody hell.
There was a prophecy of Byron Ord bringing
a
2 weird
Wurgog
knobs with him.
prophet and 2 weird knobs.
He's also got 30 savage.
He's got that savage big boss, obviously.
Yes, yes.
He's in charge.
Yes, he's the man in charge there. I think Daughters of Cain might struggle taking that man out.
Probably will.
Yes, he's also got to cover those people. He's got the 30 Savage Orc Arrow boys.
He's got that twice.
Twice fold. Twice
You
fold.
know what they say is nothing better than Eccles cake is 2 Eccles cakes.
Oh, I don't know. I think Scribble doesn't seem to like the Eccles cake stuff.
He's not like it.
He's not liking it.
Well, he's been offended. All right, well, we'll
Okay,
carry
we'll
on.
go back to normal.
Yeah,
So
Mrs.
he's
Inky,
got-
for the love of God.
Yeah.
Please
Although,
stop.
yeah, we are starting to lose viewers now. We were at 400 viewers and now dropped to the 46. Oh no, it's gone back up. Okay, I think that's saying everything. So he's got 10 Savage Orc boys, another 10 Savage Orcs boys, and the ever famous Cunning Ruck.
Bonegrin's War Clan and the Chronomantic Cog.
Yeah,
So
with
that
3
plus-
command points.
So that plus movement to make sure he can just womp forward. So what's interesting in yeah, absolutely. So what Byron knows is he's going to get the first drop. His is a 1-drop army.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he can do what he likes.
He's looking across now. I mean, we can actually see it. It's just behind where the team composition is. Those orcs have gone flying across the board.
So he's also dropped down 50 points. He starts with 3 command points. He's got the 8th Quartz Brooch.
Yeah.
So what he's going to be doing is looking to generate as many shots as possible, and then, this is what's key, use the 8th Quartz Brooch to get points back. So he's up against Daughters of Cain, and it looks like he hasn't got the first. He's gone first, moved forward, and he's just going to unload arrows all day. However, and as Dassault said in the chat, it's solid. Daughters of Cain, Marathi can pretty much fight what she wants on her own. However, the scenario is shifting objectives. So he already controls the middle of the board.
Yeah.
And what you have to do is you have to clear those 2 blocks of 30 Araboys.
Yes, yeah.
Right, so that's 60 wounds.
That's a lot of wounds.
It's a lot of wounds. Now, I'm going to say this quiet because he might be able to hear us. I think if Byron plays smart, he'll just spend his command points on staying alive for 3 turns.
Yeah,
with inspiring presence.
He does have a slight benefit now. I mean, with his shooting, it depends. He can either aim at the Witch Elves and try and take out the combat piece, or, as its first turn, Marathi hasn't had the chance yet to turn to the monster mode. So if she gets hit now, it will double the damage for when she does go back. So. Yeah. It will be quite a big punch.
I think Colin knew that, and he actually deployed pretty aggressively.
Yeah.
And he dragged him out. So I think that's quite interesting.
He's baiting him almost to try and take out the witches.
But what's also really interesting is the reason the Rook is so good is if in the first turn, you use your extra movement that you get from the Rook. Instead of using it to move, use it to shoot. So they can only shoot twice if you get within range. So it means by going first, Byron's actually already effectively lost a round of shooting.
That's very true.
That's huge, right? So now what Colin's got is the opportunity.
You only got to take 1 round of shooting, and then it's knives and claws and all kinds of death.
Believe me, is asking why Speckle's so competent. Thought he's the worst player. Fucking fooled you, didn't I? Played the long con on you, believe me.
I know, don't worry, I still am. I make sounds like I'm on about something. It's all guesswork. It's all guesswork.
He said with confidence and love. So, look, it's a really interesting matchup. Oh, let me talk about what's in the...
let's see what he's fighting. Let's see what Donal's dad is bringing to the fight.
So he's got a Hagnar Daughters of Cain list, Slaughtered Queen and Cauldron Blood. He's got Marathi, 2 Hag Queens, Blood Rat Medusa, 2 units of 30 Witch Elves, 10 Witch Elves, 2 units of Life Takers, and of course the Cauldron Guard. It's a pretty standard like list. Colin's been running it a long time.
Yeah, he knows that list inside out.
Yeah, he's a fantastic player.
Yeah.
The armies plays fantastically, and I think he knows. And again, I feel like this was a good matchup. Bone Splitters, it's the only army. It's the only Bone Splitters army here from all the teams. So as a compositional piece, it's a big bully. It's a big bully piece.
It's huge. I mean, back in there. It was a horrific powerhouse that everybody feared against. But now I don't know if it's standing the test of time. I think armies now are starting to really push through, and I think even heart renders that can jump to the back. I think they can take if they start taking out the little heroes with a bit of shooting and a little bit of combat. Because I mean they are strong, the Savage Big Boss, but once he goes, that's it.
Yeah, but again, if you guys have ever played Shifting Objectives, one of the powerful ways to win is first turn. Because you're not really looking to win turn 1. What you're doing is looking to get enough points by turn 3 that you so basically you just want to hold the middle till turn 3, and now you've racked up more points your opponent can get. So Colin has only got this turn and next turn going into the priority, and then if he doesn't clear them on that, he has to win priority turn and roll 3. That's how Shifting Objectives works.
I mean, it's so like hold the door, basically. It's Byron.
That's what Byron's doing. He's holding the door.
Is that how you say Byron? If you say Byron Ord over and over and over again.
Byron Ord, hold the door.
He's becoming Hodor.
He is. But looks a lot like Arya. Right. So who do you think's going to win Twitch chat? Speckles, who do you think's going to win? Is it going to be Daughters of Cain? Is it going to be Bone Splitters? My heart says no, but my body says yes. What do you reckon?
See, I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place here.
Okay.
I have.
I'm sorry that we haven't got a comfier spot to do the commentary from, but we're trying.
Well, I've not been unvocal about how I like Hag Queens.
Oh, okay, so.
Okay.
Loads.
A lot of. I'd just like to point out. So I'm trying to point out as Colin is looking at me and moaning about the amount of dice being rolled at him.
From a Daughters of Cain player, that's rich. That is rich. That is rich from a Daughters of Cain player.
So 140 attacks from those witches that he's rolled at me many a time.
So Bellini is saying Byron's a master, so he wins. Ragnar's voting for the Splitters.
Well,
Hug and Pin says Splitters for the win. Brothers of another tome of green.
Okay. Well,
so it's all about them green skins all day long.
I don't want to be controversial.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be.
Go for it.
I think we've got a bonus. So we have got 2 armies, but we also have the independent TO.
Yeah, we do.
So I think with him being the dad of the TO, Colin, I think Colin's got the win.
So which would be which army?
I don't want to say those
Daughters
words.
of Cain.
I don't want to say it.
Wow, Speckles, if you guys are not aware, has got a personal gripe against Daughters of Cain. He actually has a dartboard with the
hag,
front cover of the Daughters of Cain battle tome in his room, and he just throws darts
got
at it.
actual I've got a hag queen, and it is a bullseye.
Oh right, and you just throw
throwing
darts all
at
day
bits
long.
of plastic, and it's great when it gets stuck in there, and you hit that hag right in its head, and the arrow just wobbles around.
I, for one, actually have set over 4 hag queens on fire. One of the things that I do constantly is walk around games when I play a Daughters Game player, I steal their hag queen, and they won't notice because they all look the same. Then I just burn it in the car park to make myself better. I know that's not good for the environment, but the end of the earth is coming anyway, so that's fine. Yeah, and that's not to do with climate change. I just believe aliens are going to land and take us all home.
Yeah, but don't all save us, because he'll get the power of the giants.
He will.
Speaking of the saviour, he's walking past.
The man who can fight giants.
I mean, as a man who's also wearing pineapple shorts.
Yeah, he's just a gorgeous man. How's the event running so far?
It's a lot more intense today because some teams are taking it very, very seriously.
No way.
I'd just like to...
Is it the team that have their tops off?
Guess how many, that is the teams that have their tops off. Guess how many FAQ questions I've had in the last hour?
6?
5.
4, but that's more than yesterday.
That's more than the entire of yesterday.
Yeah.
Is that because the win might be on the line?
Guess which team asked all 4 of those questions.
Twitch chat. Let's let the Twitch chat guess.
Well,
we already know.
I'm gonna go with Team Scotland, just for a player.
Who was it, Donal?
It was not Team Scotland.
Was it not?
You've got 5 guesses left.
Okay. Was it Team Wales?
It was not Team Wales, which is ironic because Tom Loyne asked a lot of questions yesterday because he hasn't played in 3 years.
Okay, so obviously then it's going to be Republic of Ireland.
It was almost Republic of Ireland, except their question was, can I have more than one burger?
That's a valid question.
That's a good question.
Okay, let's go with the Swedes. It's English language mixed up a bit.
The Swedes are the best grammar among all of us.
That's very true.
That's also true.
Very true.
In fact, I got one of the Swedes to rule a FAQ.
So I'm basically going on to the last 2 teams.
Northern Ireland.
It's got to be Northern Ireland.
Because they want to win, right?
It was not Northern Ireland because they want to win easily.
So we've gone through all of them. And my final choice, bizarrely, it's England.
Shocking.
Wow. I just never saw that coming. I do have a question for you, and I'll put it out there to the Twitch chat. Obviously, we've got Hold the Door Byron versus your dad. And I'm putting money on your dad winning.
Yeah, who's your prediction?
For the TO's extra little help.
I think he played it completely wrong.
Agreed.
My dad.
Yeah. Agreed.
He deployed way too far forward. After I ruled that the movement didn't stack, he then deployed really far so that it didn't matter. And now I'm just like, excellent.
Well, I mean, surely as a TO you can go, no, let's have a re-rack, let's go.
Yeah, no, I did. And then Tom Maudsley said, no, that's not fair. And I
Which
have to
is
agree with
which
him.
is okay.
Yeah, I have to agree with him. Yeah.
Although, like we're talking about, Marathi can go through units on her own. Interested to see how many command points have actually been spent on actually doing damage. Because if he hasn't stacked any and kept him in for Inspiring Presence, I think that's a mistake. Yeah. So, and also, and if anyone's aware, like. Oh, okay. Okay.
I mean, I've seen. What
But also, just 10 witches can go through the whole army.
So hold on. So he's actually only lost 24.
Yeah, he's only lost 1 unit of witches because he's only done 1 shooting phase, right?
Yeah.
Because he's had to use 1 shooting phase for moving.
Yeah, thank God I ruled that that's what they play on.
Yeah. Well, just being fair and impartial is the key element of a TO.
Okay. Actual question, because I did struggle with this, and I ended up 4-upping it and it ended up in England's favour. Victory points, because we know Games Workshop love victory points.
Okay.
Yes.
If you destroy a death unit,
Yes.
and then the unit spends a command point, or the general spends a command point to bring back the unit, do you get BPs for that unit?
Yeah, 100%.
That is literally not how it's always played.
Yeah, no,
according to us.
Games Workshop, Games Workshop events don't give you it, like at all. Like,
no, true. Actually,
but like, I think that there should be a massive negative for it happening.
So I agree, but unfortunately, I think it needs to be in the pack, and it wasn't.
Right.
So in that case, it's unfair to rule as
Yeah,
I think it
halfway.
should be, but it's halfway through the event.
Yeah.
It is going to matter, so we 4-upped it.
Yeah, game 1, maybe. Game 4, it's too far through.
But in future and all TOs, I would say that like anyone, Games Workshop won't themselves, but then they make terrible decisions all the time. Like realistically, our chat last night really has really polarised me this morning. I'm really sorry.
I'm sorry for that, folks.
Yeah, you guys are gonna. Yeah.
We may have mentioned the Warline Vortex already this morning.
But yeah, I think the fact that destroyed units don't give VPs is obviously moronic. And
summoned units too. But
summon units, yeah.
what would be great is if there was a very, very smart, dedicated person who wrote a list of things that should be FAQ'd for tournament packs so that lazy TOs like myself can copy and paste.
Has someone done that?
No, it's a hint, Rob.
Okay. Oh, I'll do that.
right
I actually was thinking, and I would say this live on air. I know this is a bit controversial, but I'll say it. I was actually thinking that we might just put out an Honest Wargamer release, which is not an FAQ, but like a bunch of questions that are a little bit murky, and then we'll just go. You can use these. These are decisions that have been made with some working, yeah, and you can do what you want.
Oh, Tom Loyne is asking a question now.
Oh, there we go.
Tom
Don't
Loyne
worry.
from
Tom Loyne,
Wales.
there you go. He's walking forward.
He's bringing on the 80% ratio now for England to other countries.
Right. Anyway, let's get back to it. Let's get back to it. So I voted. So going back to the. Oh no, our man in the field has gone.
Oh, he's here.
That was an easy question.
Let's get the overlay.
No. Okay, so I think we're finding out why Wales aren't particularly doing
Wales
well
just
in-
asked if
if prayers or spells.
Not who's there. I am deep in the salt mines last night. I just want the game to be solid, right?
Yeah.
Like, and there's some stupid questions that come up, so we will do a suggestions list. I think
So,
that seems fair. Yes, boss.
Who do you think? I mean, I've gone with Donald's dad. Who are you going to go with? Bone Splitters or Donald's dad?
I'm going to go for. I think Donald can. I still think Daughters of King can win it.
Yeah, I've seen. I've also
Twitch
seen.
chat. Who do you think? Is it going to be a good AoS coach? Good day everyone in Australia. Good day everyone. And let us know where you are watching from around the world. Do you think it's going to be Bone Splitters or Daughters of Cain? Twitch chat, and let's see what the stats say here.
I mean, there's so much the stats can do, but they can't do much when you've actually seen Colin's dice and know how many 5-up he can roll is bonkers.
Yeah, it's can one unit of witches go through an entire Bone Splitters army? Answer, yes. Right, so what you're looking at now is apparently the stats say that it's a win to Colin. So it's the first time I've agreed with the stats. Twitch chat, Bone Splitters. So Blaze is all about that.
Bone Splitters twice. Yeah,
and also Hook and Pin Bone Splitters. Yes, you guys did actually already vote on this. Sorry, we just got waylaid.
We got waylaid by Donald's son.
Stony Ewer, thanks for watching. And AOS Coach says, what have I missed? Come on, Gits. Yeah, Gits. We currently have called that for. I've called that for KO. You've called that for.
I've gone with the Gits.
You've gone with the Gits. The Twitch chat went for the KO, and the stats say that the Gits have got that going on.
Okay, so who's next in this horrific fight?
Huh?
Who's next in this horrific fight for I'm the best?
Oh, let's look at the next round draw, and then after this round draw, I'm almost so the next matchup, and I'm certain after that we're going to get a wandering view of the tables from our Gits camera, but that'll be in 5 minutes or so, maybe longer.
I think it just depends on how many more rules questions Team Wales have.
So looking at Game 4, and Game 4 they will still be playing shifting objectives because they're done in pairs. You have Flesh Eater Courts versus Skaven Tide.
The ultimate bad guys themselves. Both of them.
This is the two poorly written battle tomes, the homework turned in on the last day of a Friday night. Quick, get your battle tomes in so you can get your paycheck. Here they go, went to print, and we've all suffered ever since.
Not me, I'm loving some of it. Speaking of loving it, do you want me to go through the Flesh Eater Courts list?
Yeah, please do.
Okay. Right, so this seems to be...
No, you've got, yes, you've got
Team England, yeah. I know what I'm doing here.
Yeah, you're right, you smashed it.
I had loads of sleep
You're doing
last
great,
night.
Speckles. You're doing wonderful.
Right, so Tony Moore has Abhorrent Archregent. He's got Ghoul King on Royal Terrorgeist. He's got the Ghoul King on Zombie Dragon. He's got a Ghoul King and a Crypt Geist Courtier. The ever famous 3 units of 10 Crypt Ghouls and Ghoul Patrol. He's narratively gone with the entire collection of Flesh Eater Courts endless spells. He's got the Barricades, as I'm now affectionately known it as, the Jammy Bastards, and the Corpse Stampede with a mere 1850 points. That's a lot of Moors.
Just yeah, it's look now. Tony's an excellent player.
It's a very narrative player.
Yeah, like I'm like I can't help myself. Like as much as the Stone Golem himself, his nickname, shows no emotion. I'm slowly falling in love with Tony Moore the more I see him play, and that's hard to do, seeing as number one, like he rarely cracks a smile, but also and most important, and he's also a great guy, FYI. But also, he plays just horrible armies all the time, but plays them fair. And listen, if you play an army fair, you're already in the top 10% of human beings on Earth for me. So big love to him.
Yeah, he does.
And he plays this army really well. He's a team captain, so he knew what he was doing when he decided to put himself against the bad guys of Age of Sigmar.
Yeah, he did go for it. Yeah.
Skaventide.
It's quite funny though, just seeing that both team captains now on both teams have both put themselves forward against Skaven.
Against Skaven, yeah. That's actually cool. In what is a pivotal match, if you've just joined us, Northern Ireland and Scotland and England are possibly in it for the win. So this could determine who wins the tournament.
Yeah.
So both team captains throwing themselves against possibly the toughest matchup.
Yeah, and that's pretty fair. I mean, to be fair, we've given a bit of stick to England, but they've played it out fair there. Totally
no. The England team are fair as sausage.
Yeah.
They're wicked guys, all the way through. All the way through. You have to build up a bad guy though.
Oh yeah.
Is that WWE, right?
Oh yeah. This is
the Undertaker.
No, the Undertaker's a good guy.
Is he?
Yeah, Triple H was the bad guy for
We'll
me.
get into this later. I don't really know. England in wrestling terms would be compared to
Who are we thinking? Who would you call
the
yourself?
Undertaker?
We've got a coach here.
Oh, okay. Oh, is that what you're going to tell us? So in the Bone Splitters versus Daughters of Cain game, 61 witch elves are dead from one unit of Bone Splitters.
That's okay. This is not looking good for Colin.
Wow. So that was only one unit of, but this was before all the buffs had been able to go up.
Every 5 was 4 hits. Wow. Yeah, I'm just
and
looking
actually
at Colin.
really, really nice of Team England and Byron, because actually the way that it's worded is it could infinitely create more because it's incredibly badly worded. But both England and Byron are playing it the much nicer way, where new hits don't generate new hits.
Yeah.
Because there's actually nothing that stops them from doing that. So that's going to be a Bone Splitters win there against Daughters of Cain, which is huge, right?
I mean, there's literally a Marathi, a Cauldron, and a couple of little witches there.
Yeah.
I wanted Colin to win, but I also kind of feel that Daughters of Cain, it's quite nice to see them get a proper kick in with on the ice. So
it is.
It's a win-win for me there, I think.
It is nice. It's also nice watching Byron play an army from Age of Sigmar 1. Yeah.
Fair play.
Like, it's like everyone just forgot about it.
I think, is this a resurgence of the first age?
Yeah. Well, I think that's why Byron. Like, if you look at the team, like, there's some pretty healthy-looking guys. You know, they look well kitted out. Byron is like a strong. He looks like he's done 100 push-ups before he even started training. Yeah. He's doing really good. So, there's some excitement at the table with the Fire Slayers as well. There, but look, let's get into what we were doing. And we'll let the round update do the work for us.
Yeah. So well, we've gone through the Flesh Eater Courts. We're going to look at the
Skaventide. So it's a fairly unique Skaventide list. We actually saw them play on the table at Bobo. If you guys want to go back and watch the coverage. So Stephen Mitchell, lovely fella, Vermin Lord Warps here with a Master of Magic.
Okay.
Deathmaster Norbomb, Warlock Bombardier. And he's also got the Grey Seer with Skittily. He's got 40 Clan Rats, 40 Clan Rats, 20 Clan Rats. He's got 9 Storm Fiends. He's got the Warp Lightning Vortex. Again, let's yeet that into the sea. Fuck that spell. And then also he's got the Soul Snare Shackles. Bulimia, and there's no count for the game, but there will be a roving camera that goes and shows you the games in a bit. So don't worry about that. We couldn't set 8 overhead cams up.
And to look at 8 cameras.
We can technically do it. We just can't do it because of the venue restrictions.
I also think trying to look at 8 tables all at the same time.
No, actually, I reckon I've got it in my head how you could do it.
Yeah, possibly, yeah.
But it would be like we're in the Matrix.
Yes, it would be like that scene at the end with screens and screens everywhere.
Yeah, don't worry, Kodoichi.
So we're just going to go through it. I mean, that's a lot of
that could be cool.
Of points into that Storm Fiend list with Skaven.
Yeah,
780
Is that okay or not?
points for 9 models. That is absolutely a
Doesn't
massive.
have to be now. You can
basically
go find
half
out
an
what's
army
happened first.
into one unit. I mean, he's got 3 wind launchers, 3 rattling cannons, and 3 shock holders. I mean, it's quite weird to see that he's not gone with any of the warp light, the what are they called? The auto shoots.
Oh, so warp lightning cannons.
Yeah, not the cannons that are on the Storm Fiends.
Yeah.
They don't have warp lightning cannons, do they? Warp lightning. They've got warp lightning thingamybobs. So we're going to go with that as the new word for them.
Yeah.
The thingamybobs there.
Oh, Anthony Paul, thank you for joining the Nissan Gang for 3 months in a row.
Anthony Paul also bossing it out this weekend.
Being a legend.
He's just been a legend.
Being a legend.
So, what's your money on? The Storm Fiends?
Well, seeing
Or
as I
the
have no
Terror
money,
guys?
none. So I'm going to make an interesting choice here.
Okay.
So you've got Flesh Eater Courts versus Skaven. Who is it the Twitch chat voting for?
Yeah.
Who is what are the stats voting for? We'll find out in a minute. But me personally, I'm not going to choose anyone. I want them both to lose. That's right. I've decided to just put my flag in the ground. I want every Skaven Tide and Flesh Eater Courts match to end in a double loss, potentially with the entire table, the roof caving in and smashing all of the models. That's my feelings.
I mean,
I know that's strong, and I'm sorry for being emotional early on a Sunday morning, but this is the Lord's Day, and realistically, yeah,
the Lord.
he wouldn't want the travesty that we're seeing happen before us.
I mean, I think you're forgetting something, Rob, that I mentioned yesterday, and I shall mention again. Skaven are the bad guys. Flesh Eater Cores.
They're the bad guys, Speckles.
Well,
shut up.
They are the bad guys narratively. They are the narrative players here.
Can we all, yeah, me and Blaze in the chat have got the same thoughts. Can we all use the new channel motto, shut up Speckles, in the chat? That's, we will get that turned into an emoticon at some point,
Have you seen
I'm sure.
Heinrad's there?
Have you got any spare ones? Oh.
Have you seen Heinrad's message there, Rob? I vote Skaven because bum Speckles.
Yeah, because, burn.
Oh,
Yeah.
burn
I want
Speckles.
a draw. Flukesy says yikes.
Yes,
Pins
that's it.
against
Fuck
it.
Skaven.
So I guess really the vote is not who do you want to win, but who do you want to lose.
I'm full in.
Who do you want to win? Who do you want to lose, Speckles?
I want Skaven to lose.
So you're
Flesh Eater Cores all the way.
Okay. I want both to lose, so I'm going to call a draw.
A draw. What does stats say, and what do the chats say?
So what do the chats say? Why is somebody without a T-shirt on? Says no issue. Why have you got a T-shirt on?
Psychological thing.
It's a psychological warfare thing.
The Vikings. So that's Team Republic of Ireland. They're playing against the Vikings themselves, and we've all seen those Vikings shows where they power across, muscles blaring. But the Vikings and the Swedish have decided they're going to reserve themselves. So Northern Republic of Ireland have decided, let's keep ourselves. Let's show what we can do.
Right, so first up, let's show you there. So the stats are calling this game for Tony. So Flesh Eater Courts for the stats.
So that's twice the stats have gone with me.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm not going with the stats.
The Twitch chat, I don't know what's up with the shirtless dude. So again, as we've described, the Southern Irish team.
I've just gone through Republic of Ireland.
Yeah, Republic of Ireland. Yeah, as you said, yeah, it's a psychological warfare. They're not confident about beating the Swedes, so they're trying to out-psych them by playing topless. It's a bold move.
I mean, if Sweden do have the benefit of the fact that if they start losing, they'll just take their tops off, and the sheer power underneath those tops that they're hiding will just blind the Republic of Ireland.
Yeah, that's right, Mr. Popcorn. You are seeing an Excel sheet, and this Excel sheet brought to us by Statsmachines LLV. So what you've got there, and it's a really interesting chat. If you follow the fourth line, that's what we're talking. Stephen with his Skaven, his faction have got a 59% win rate, and he as a player has got a 62% win rate, which gives him a 60% overall win rate. However, Tony has got as a player win rate, an 88% win
That's
rate.
a narrative player there.
He's hilariously good. And then Flesh Eater Courts have got a 63% win rate. So it gives him a 75% win chance overall. So it looks like Tony, according to the stats, potentially have got that.
That's because the narratives always win. Yeah. The story is being told.
Yeah, the legends are being written.
I mean,
back to the...
Nobody else ever decides, I'm going to learn calligraphy just so I can write about my Flesh Eater Courts. I mean, fair play to the man. That is a bold move.
Yeah, bold
from
move.
The team captain.
Yeah,
as well.
some of these players are nuts. So I mean, look, that is a really interesting matchup there. And again, going against Skaven, you've seen two very different players. The team captain for Northern Ireland, Sylvaneth, threw himself against Scaventide. Tony, with his Flesh Eater, team captain for England, threw himself against Skaven. So it's a really big and really interesting.
Okay, just for the next match, I think I'm going to make a bold move. While Rob's chatting away, I'm going to make a bold move myself now, and I'm going to pick a win before I've even looked at the list. So I'm just saying to the chat, I'm going to make a prediction about the next match without even looking at the list.
Oh, really?
Look at the screen. I guarantee it the win as well.
But before we go on to that, let's find out what's happening at the rest of the event.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I'm going to guarantee the next win, just so you know.
All right. Okay. Good. I'm glad you're going to call it. So look, this is the current now. No results are in from the Northern Ireland and England game. Although I'm pretty certain that there's at least a win going to Bone Splitters there. So it's very. So that's the stats. Me and you all call that for Colin. So that's a big upset. So excellent work there, Byron.
Byron, not only did he hold the line, he held the door.
But we haven't had those results in, but that's how it looks. And it's this match that we're covering currently between these two teams, probably for the win. That's not to say that the Swedish, they're in third place. They're gonna want to do well against Republic of Ireland.
I mean, they've already had a win. They're within like minutes as well.
Yeah, so they could play in for contention there. Wales and Scotland. Scotland have had a tough couple of rounds, but they've been playing really well. They've won my heart. I won't lie.
They really stuck it to England. They went up against obviously the reigning champions and thought, I'm going to push it, and they very, very nearly did.
Yes. So now.
So we go to our new boss.
Well, yeah, our new boss.
Mr. Vince McMahon
The Ricky Gervais of Warhammer. The Loot King himself, Mr. Donald Taylor, is going to be taking you around all the tables, giving you updates. Cameraman Andy, and those guys are they're wonderful. Yeah. Meet two wonderful people. Here we go.
Meet the new president.
Hey guys, the Loon King here. I am the unbiased TO for this event. I have no preference if Northern Ireland beat England 90, 70 or 160. I really don't care. Either of those scores would be fine with me. So here on table 5, maybe. What scenario is it? It's knife to the heart. We have a Deepkin off, so we get to find out, is Northern Ireland actually a better team than England based on this one matchup? Because this is a real test of player skill. So far in turn one, nothing's really dead except for one king and 2 eels, but and 5 eels from Northern Ireland, which is a tragedy. 3. Oh, 3 from Northern Ireland, that's fine. We will take that trade-off every day. I mean, I'm sure Northern Ireland would take that trade-off. I have no preference. Have you made the charge yet into... We're just about to... Andy, do you want to come closer? We're going to see whether or not... So, these guys are going to have a plus 6 charge. Okay. So we'll do the big one after. We need a 9. Do you want to... Oh, didn't get a 9. Gets a reroll, though. He doesn't really need it. It's not one that we care about. Oh, he got an 8. That's fine. The throw. Oh, I think he's in. That's pretty exciting. It literally doesn't matter for the sake of the game. We're just doing this for the tension, guys. For the tension and the tournament. And to create some buzz. But what really matters, so that we can focus a little bit here, these eels, there's 12 of them, are going to try to charge 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 eels. Yeah. So the idea will be, kill some in combat, zap some eels. Les, have you used any of your zaps yet? Les has not used any of his zaps. There'll be, they've used their zaps. Okay. So there's a lot of tactics here. I'm not going to talk too much in case Robbie's a shitter player than I expect. But needless to say, it's pretty funsies. He needs to roll a 4. Okay. A 9. I don't understand these numbers. He rolled a 6, so he gets to. What are you going to do? Because I don't want to say what you're going to do.
I'm going to move a 12-inch charge over to here and hopefully commit enough bodies to kill this unit. I'm going to zap this unit, and I'm also going to hopefully commit enough bodies to kill this unit.
So unless do you have any command points? Okay, so there's no heroes nearby. He's going to try to zap the unit that hasn't zapped yet, then kill both units in combat. It's not impossible, and in fact, it's very, very possible. Had either of you switched the tides? Neither have switched the tides. It's almost a mirror match. But Robbie has a bigger unit of eels because he has a smaller penis and he needs to compensate. That's the rumor. That's the rumor, guys. He's got more eels. We will come back to this before we finish up to see the turn 2 priority roll. England tend to be lucky rather than good, so they'll probably win it. How's it going, Dave?
It's knife to the heart, and we're both castles, so there might be some dragon on dragon action. There probably won't be though.
It's a lot of things. Russ, he has his concentrating face on, so I'm not going to disturb him too much, but he is smiling, which is not a good sign for Northern Ireland, and he is being crass, guys, being crass, but that's fine. We won't disturb you too much. Russ has Neff and Arcan. That's a brilliant combination, particularly Neff. Speaking of Neferata, we're going to go over to Dave Kane's list, where I'm somewhat concerned by his lack of bodies. Richie, is this your turn 1 yet?
I'm starting turn 2 now, so for the viewers, that is exciting because I've managed to kill both dragons, Neferata and the Palanquin already. So yay!
Do you think you're fast enough to get across the board over the next 4 turns?
Yeah, I think 4 turns is enough. We're not quite that slow as dwarfs, so.
I don't know. There's hope. There's hope remains for David Kane in Northern Ireland, but that hope is probably a bad one. But it's looking pretty it's pretty bad here for Northern Ireland. I think that's fair to say. That's the first of the losses, but that's okay. We can persevere. The Fire Slayers are just tough to kill, and here we have the beautiful Chris Caves against the paedophile Laurie. Sorry. Oh yeah. No, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Don't admit that. No, what I mean by that is he likes to play with girls. I mean, daughters of Cain. Listen, that's not what I'm saying. He uses it quite a lot. How does it feel to use a crutch? The crutch refers to daughters of Cain being an easy army to win with. Yeah, and how are you feeling, Laurie, in general about the game, the state of game? I think so. The chat, please let us know whether you think the power pose works with my calves. That's my thighs, actually, the calves. But either way, Laurie, have you lost a game yet? I think this is going to be the one. And have you moved yet in your turn 2? This is now Chris's turn 2.
Just ping Marathi up to 10 wounds. That's her max for this turn. These guys are going to go smash them. Going to smash it. I still need to fire 3 ballistas. I passed the turn to Laurie because I'd set up super defensively and I wanted Marathi to lose all her buffs. So it's going pretty well.
So what we saw was Laurie actually lose a priority, but because Chris is a good player, he set up so that he could lose it, and then he gave it to Laurie because he wants to potentially have the double turn. Laurie, however, not being a good player, just assumed he'd win the roll and didn't really know what he was going to do. Marathi's taken 10 wounds, so she's probably going to die. When Chris doubles in the next turn, Marathi's going to die. These witches are going to be dead. These witches are going to be dead, and the cauldron's going to be alive, but that's fine. So as an unbiased TO, I think that's fair to say that's Northern Ireland's first win. So thank God for Chris Caves. Again, I don't know for sure that Laurie's going to go down in turn 3 or 4, but it's fair to say he's going to go down. Okay, so now we have the slightly unfortunate what happens when you deploy too far on the board and die to some cunning rock. How many witches are left, Byron? 6. Are you worried about 6 witches? Because 6 witches are an awful lot of witches. They can indeed. Yeah, one sec.
So just to let you know, Team Wales have yet another rules question. So if you want to go fix it, I'll carry on. Okay, so how's it going? I mean, Mr. Senior Donal Senior, how are you feeling?
Feeling a bit validated at the minute.
A bit worn down there. We have come up with a nickname for Byron as well. So I think Byron Ord. If you say it over and over and over again, it becomes a famous line from a Game of Thrones. And I think that's what he seems to be doing. He's not holding the door; he's holding the wall. So he's now known as Hodor. It is not looking good for Daughters of Cain though at the minute. I mean, yeah, 6 witches will take an army. Yeah, it will take out half an army. Just 6 for the fun. Where hasn't Donal been now? So we're just going to go. We're going to go to the only one that I voted on. I have been to see the narrative plays here. We got the Skaven versus the Flesh Eater Courts, the most narrative game and the most. This is the pantomime of all fights, and I don't know. I mean, looking at it here, it seems to be a lot of green on there. A lot of green. Oh dear, and the 2 dragons are down. He has taken out 5 of the Storm Fiends though. That's quite big for our block. But I can see a Warp Lightning block, a Warp Lightning mound in the middle, just trying to take out the world, let alone the models. Just trying to take out the actual scenery now. But yeah, it's not looking too good for my little boat there. We're going to go back over and we're going to see how KO are doing before it comes back. So we've got KO versus the Gits. It's quite a lot of KO left, and that's doing well. How are you feeling? You're about to attempt to slay the king, the Loon King. I mean, it's probably quite a good idea that Donal's not here, because I'm pretty sure he would have just leapt on you, smashing the Loon King with the Ironclad. So you're going with balloons. Is this how you defeat the Loon King? You smash him to death with 99, not 99 red balloons, just a few gold balloons. Okay, we have. I think I need to ask him. So apparently, the Loon King is about to get hit by 99 gold balloons. How are you feeling?
The Loon King? Who?
The Loon King is about to get shot by balloons.
He's never beaten me. In fact, he lost against me, so I don't know if I call him the Loon King.
No, his actual model.
Oh, Skygra. I thought you were referring to. Okay. So what's he gonna get hit by? 99 gold balloons. That's a lot of gold balloons. Okay, that's pretty scary. He is. He's trying to play. Are these guys alive? Okay, so we have some Gits that are alive. We love these Gits. We have some Boingrots. That's pretty exciting. We have 2 Snufflers, which means lots of things are getting buffed. No. You declare before you roll, I think. Well done for remembering. Did Speckles come over here yet? How's the game going, Darren? He got the double. Football. He got the double. When Skaven cast Warp Lightning Vortex wins a double, it's pretty dire. On the other hand, we won the double over on the other Skaven match. Sorry, Northern Ireland did. I'm not biased. Not biased at all. So that's not looking great for the Sylvaneth. Thankfully, the Gits are going to smash the KO. And there's 6 witches left, which is never to be underestimated. Which is... Hold on.
I think he could still win that game.
You think so?
Yeah. Again, did he use all? If he used all of his CP for exploding, yeah, then that's a huge mistake. Because then he's got nothing for Inspiring Presence. We do know, and he did. Okay. Marathi can just one-shot units,
and she can run into the other unit and just hold it up, right?
Also 7 witches, and again, let's talk about that for a minute. Can annihilate hordes. 7.
He only has 6.
You're going to kill half a horde then. It's good.
Yeah, that's scary.
How are you finding the event?
I'm loving the event. I'm currently loving the event. I think I'm loving it because Northern Ireland are winning, except unfortunately David Kane is down. So we've had the first loss. Richie has somehow managed to teleport across the board.
So I think people are going to walk away from this event. Richie is going to just going into this event. I was like, this is the best combat unit in the game, yeah. And now everyone in the world has just run at that unit and gone, oh,
I can't kill it.
No one can kill it. You can't kill it. That's it. Like, learn that lesson. You can't kill it. Don't try.
What do you do against it?
I mean, you can hold it because it's quite slow. It's only going to sit in one place.
Is it slow? Because they've just teleported across the board. If we just check over here where we were 2 minutes ago, the dwarves have somehow teleported in. I don't know how the dwarves move fast. Did you roll high for a charge?
I've got a run and charge ability, and I can use a rune to make me move faster. So.
Okay, well, that game plan is dead. But we'll see. We shall see. Deny that. What's the secondary?
Field battle shock test.
Yeah.
Game ends once he finishes his turn.
That's after battle shock?
Yeah, and they can't fail.
Ah. What do you mean they can't fail? Oh, because they. Excellent. So Cian is playing for the very, very smart deny the secondary, so he'll get at least 1 point for Northern Ireland, which we all know really matters. Now, let's pop over to the Eels where we started, because we want to see how this combat's going, how many Eels are dead on the English side, and how many Eels are alive on the Northern Ireland. What happened?
Well, we're going to find out when it comes to battle shock phase. I did an awful lot of damage here and here. I think there's a good chance they're going to shock.
Okay, so we think Les needs to roll a 1, and then okay, well that's not cheeky at all. I'm completely unbiased in this. Have you attacked yet, Les? Okay. Okay, so we've got one more set of eel attacks, and then we're going to have the very exciting battle shock phase, and then after the battle shock phase, we're going to have the priority roll. And I think it's fair to say, looking at this, if Robbie wins the priority and Les has popped, it's very hard to see how Les can come back. He only has some eels, a unit of 6 by his objective. It's knife to the heart. I think 12 eels, even against a zap, can easily beat 6. And then Robbie still has a bunch over in the corner, and it's hard to see anything happen there. So we can cut away back to Rob, but we may return here for the priority roll if Les has died. Okay?
Welcome back. What a wonderful man. What a wonderful pair of men doing a great job there. Thank you so much to Donal and Andy. Everyone asking Donal whether or not he can paint his head yellow and be the true Loon King.
That would be good.
That would be great. So yeah, loads of hot goss from the tables, obviously, as we were getting the results. But one of the important things, you scroll up. One of the important things is find out what's happening in the rest of the tournament, the rest of the field. Yeah, before we talk about predictions, welcome everyone in the chat. Thanks for watching. We're here live in sunny
Cardiff.
Sunny Cardiff, where it's raining a tad, and we are at the AoS Six Nations event, which is in its 3rd year. It's an amazing event, and and as you can see, these are the teams playing: Northern Ireland, England, Sweden, Wales, Scotland, Republic of Ireland. Going into the event, England were picked as the most likely to win, and the Republic of Ireland were picked as the least likely to win.
Yeah, I mean, I think there was even a possible decision on the wooden spoon prize based on that theory as well.
Yes, yeah.
and as our new boss, Donal, walking by, grinning, smiling, saying, yes, there was definitely a decision there being made.
Yeah.
It will be quite good to see that go out.
So then, currently the match that we're looking at is Northern Ireland versus England for the win. So let us know in the chat who you're rooting for. There's going to be some results posted soon. We know for a fact that there's a loss going to be recorded for Northern Ireland, so that's the first one. That's Dave Kane versus the Fire Slayers.
Yeah.
Fire Slayers, I think, now 4-0.
Really?
Yeah, they are so good.
Wow.
Like,
and how did Andy Hughes do so badly with them?
Well, so one of the key elements about it is what scenarios are they like. So picking the matchups, they're so good in a team format because basically what you're doing is you're saying we want to win this scenario. No, sorry, this battle plan. Make sure I say the words right.
Yeah.
This battle plan where it's only 1 or 2 objectives. Shifting objectives is my kind of like obvious choice.
Yeah.
Right? They go, they stand, and they are practically indestructible. And when you do touch them, they murder you back.
Yeah. It's a very, very difficult thing to try and kill.
Yes. So really cool, and I'm really happy that they've been shown out there. But there will be some battle plans and also armies that they'll struggle against in the kind of grand overall world.
They will struggle at things like the 3 places of arcane power.
Yes.
That's going to be a very, very difficult match because you just need to get on there first.
Total commitment.
Total commitment, yeah. Again.
Total conquest.
Anything with heroes, really.
Yeah, and then you've got things like knife to the heart, taken hold.
I mean, knife to the heart is quite good for them, I think. Obviously, you keep all your fire slayers back, and then you tunnel up that berserker unit into their backfield and just chew all the way along.
Yeah, again, depending on scenario, not scenario, team they're up against. If you've just got enough bodies on the board, they're not going to do anything, right?
Yeah.
They'll be fine.
That's very true. Yeah,
they'll be fine. Anyway, so that's it. That's the first loss recorded. So it looks like England currently have got the momentum. They are tilted, as some may say. They are moving forward with the win. But Sweden out there up against the Southern Irish, the old Republic of Ireland, and.
Just to butt in, sorry. I've been actually over to see, the match that happened with the Sweden team that was done in 15 minutes.
Yes.
Well, they've decided to have another match.
So what are the two teams? What are the two armies playing each other?
So it was the Khorne for Republic of Ireland versus Beast of Chaos
for Sweden.
They just decided that 15 minutes wasn't enough. They've gone, I'm going to play again and I'll have an actual match. Which is fair enough.
They're superstar Speckles.
Yeah. Well, they're the superstars.
They're the superstars.
They're the only 2 people in this entire place now who have had 6 games.
They have. Yeah. Right. Okay. So. Right.
Should we go back to the matchups?
The matchups. There we go. So we've already done the first 4.
Yeah.
So now we're going to talk about the other 4.
I mean,
so
before Donald jumped in, I actually decided to guarantee I knew which army was going to win next.
Yes.
I knew.
It's going to be Iron Deepkin.
It's going to be.
Because it's a mirror match.
I guarantee a Deepkin list will win this.
Hands up who thinks mirror matches are the best. That'd be me. I think mirror matches are the best form of Warhammer, in my opinion.
Yeah.
They honestly are so fun. They're so fun to commentate on. They're so fun to watch. They're so fun to play. They are weirdly, they're honestly very interesting.
It's also great when you get to smash up some fake dwarfs, though. I really do love that.
Huh?
When I get to smash the fake dwarfs, I love that.
Yeah, I don't get a lot of Chaos Dwarf mirror matches, sadly. But one day, I live and dream for that day. And then I won't know how to beat myself. So Hunkapin's voting for England. Fluxy Scotland at least 1 win this round. That's true. Yeah. And also, you're right, Fluxy. 30 Hearthguard is massive.
So, should we go back to the Deepkins?
We will.
The Deep off.
So I left Deepkin. I'm going to talk about my list. We'll do, so are we both Dom Hein?
We are both Dom Hein.
Do we both have an Achillean king?
We do, as general.
As general, yes.
Yeah,
have you got a trait born from agony?
Yes, we do.
And I have an ethereal amulet.
Oh, I have Cloud of Midnight.
Okay, interesting. So the ability to be ethereal or the ability to shut off 1 activation in a phase. I've got an Ishran Skullscryer.
So do I.
Perfect. And I've got a second one.
And so do I.
Interesting. Then I've got 12 Achillean Morsar Guard.
Well, I have 9.
Ah, nice. And then I've got a 2 smaller units of 6.
Well, I have another unit of 9, and then a 6.
So, 2 bigger blocks and then 2 smaller blocks.
Yeah.
Really interesting. Then I've got 10 Namarti Thralls, whereas you've got
2 other units of 3 eels as well.
Okay, so and then you're flat on, and then I've got 2 units of 10 Eternal Guard. So my version is the one from Northern Ireland, yours is the one from England. So yours is Les Martin against Robbie Wright. Robbie's lovely, by the way, really nice guy.
Yeah.
And Les
is a lovely guy. I've been across the table and said, this is now setting up a sushi shop between the pair of them.
Yeah.
So there is a wasabi dip in the middle. So every time an eel is killed,
they both have to take a small wasabi hit.
With the remain of their eel.
Yeah, we will find out if that table wants us to get them some soy sauce as they die. But
I think they've probably got quite a lot of salt there as well. So eels.
Eels. However, no, there's also Thralls versus Eternal Guard. So,
in yours, yes.
Yeah, so that's interesting. And the scenario that they're playing is, of course,
Knife to the
Knife to the heart.
heart.
So they're fast armies. They can go and hit objectives. They can punch through things. It's very interesting.
I do think. I mean, looking at it, knives to the heart. You need something back. Les doesn't. Really have
you're
much
right.
back.
But Les does have more
He's
reels
just
to
got
fight with.
He's got a lot more, so he can take out a lot of his back line. But then he's got nothing to defend. So I think it's just so swingy.
I agree. I think also the Cloud of Midnight in this matchup is actually a better call than the Ethereal Amulet.
Yeah.
Because the Cloud of Midnight is basically mean he can use his Achillean King to turn off the combat of one of the units. And if the Achillean King can get into 12 of the unit, 12 more Sargard, make it so that they can't fight, then Les's eels can fight off Robbie's eels. So that's why it's so interesting doing mirror matches, right? And it might come down to that artifact that swings a game. But I agree with you, having the Eternal Guard at the back of the board means that not only are they able to screen, they're also so against deep striking. It also means that they're able to hold while the eels go and take.
They basically know, other than holding back. I mean, I think Les has basically got to just go full on. I'm going to do this. He needs to actually just go straight in. I'm going to take the whole world on, and pray that I keep out. I think he's up against it. He is a very, very good player, though.
Who Les?
Very, very good.
He's also a lovely man.
He is.
Lovely man. Up against Robbie, who's also a lovely fella.
Yes, both lovely players. Both decided to go full vegan, I think, after this. Eating too much fish. I like a fish supper.
The EU Fisheries Commission is actually in effect at that table. It's like the small council deciding who's got the fishing rights between England and Northern Ireland. So who are you going to vote for? Are you going to vote for the English Idoneth or the Northern Irish Idoneth? And then we'll find out what the stats say in a minute.
I don't know.
Twitch chat also, what do you think? Who are you feeling?
I think you were right about the Cloud of Midnight. I think it could be good. But I think it comes down to priority roll for who's to do it. I think I'm going to go with Les. I think I might go with Les.
Les? Okay, all right, so Team England. So I'm actually going to write England to make it easier.
Yeah, Les Eels.
I actually agree in this scenario because I actually think, Deepkin are definitely going to win.
Deepkin will win.
We've had some from our expert commentator John in the side. He's just said Deepkin are going to win.
I think the fishing trolls are winning this.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
They're the ones making the money.
I would say that I agree. I think that Les has potentially got the game, but that's because I think that artifact is actually a thing. Although I actually think Robbie's composition is a little bit more flexible.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see the result. We would wait before let Twitch chat quickly. So Bruce Hammers voted Ireland, so we'll take that for the Twitch. So you've gone for Ireland, and Donald's got an actual update from that table, so we can find out what's happened.
So the update is, Robbie forgot to activate one of the smaller units of eels, so he failed to kill the unit of 6 that was very far forward. And then in the battle shock phase, Les didn't die because of the forgetting to activate, and obviously they didn't take it back because it's England. And then Les won the priority because it's England and they get lucky. Better be lucky than good, eh? So now it's a bit of a game on. There's going to be 6 eels flanking Robbie's unit of 12. Hopefully he's not an idiot and doesn't forget the unit of 3 or 6 there. But it definitely is game on. But I suspect, given Robbie's position, it's just going to mean a turn 3 or 4 win. But maybe Les can pull something out of the bag and do better than we expect from an England player.
Very interesting. Ooh. Very interesting. Thank you so much for
the view there from the TO there. Not being biased towards
no bias at all. No.
Personally, I don't care who wins, as long as Northern Ireland do by 15 points or more.
I can't say fairer than that.
You can't.
There's no bias in this
so let's
here.
find out what the stats say. Who do the stats say are going to win this game? That's the big question. Yeah. As we go into that, as we all to play for. John will be able to bring us that hot goss in a moment. I'm almost certain.
Donal has gone across. I think he's offering them some wasabi, but they seem to be refusing.
Yeah,
they don't like the heat over there.
No, you're right. You could say that they've jumped out of the frying pan and into the fire.
Would that mean they are flying fish? We're not going to do shitty fish pun.
No,
there,
not
right?
at
No,
all.
not
No.
at all.
And we haven't mentioned Finding Nemo yet. In my head, I'm trying to work out a way to get that in there. But
I mean, to be fair, I did on a previous show compare the whole of AoS
to
Finding Nemo.
yeah, it's like you got weirdly obsessed with that. We won't get back into that piece of
I
story.
think you've just reawoken it for me.
Please don't. So, John, have we got the stats? There we go.
Here we go. Let's see what's
So
going
the
on with the stats.
statistical, the stats say that it is going to be a win for Les.
Okay.
Because so both armies have the same win rate. So now it just comes down to the player win rate. And Robbie is rocking a 62% win rate, whereas Les is running a 67% win rate.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it's quite nice to see for a third time the stats have decided to stay with me.
Yeah.
I mean, they've changed it around and gone, Speckles knows what it's on about, let's go. I mean, unfortunately, the stats and myself seem to be losing one of those choices, but yeah. Oh, no, it's still on.
Yes, absolutely. Right, so let's get back and let's get back and do some.
Let's do the next roundup, the next battle. Let's see who's fighting next.
Let's see who's fighting next. Round 6. Table 6. We have Ideth Deepkin versus Legions of Nagash.
No. We have Flesh Eater Courts versus Legions of Nagash. The Ideth will just play the Ideth.
Thank you. Flesh Eater Courts versus Legions of Nagash. So the Northern Irish Flesh Eater Courts list is. Drum roll, please. In fact, I probably don't even need a piece of paper to do it. It's going to be the Gristlegore from the Romahish.
Can I make a guess?
No, it's okay. An Abhorrent Ghoul King on Royal Terrorgeist, an Abhorrent Ghoul King on Royal Zombie Dragon. They have, I'm going to put this in, I think, fair context. They have all of the items you're meant to take on those 2 units. Then they've got 2 Abhorrent Orc Regents.
Orc Regents?
Orc Regents, yeah, they're actually modelled as Orcs. Crypt Gas Courtier, 2 units of 10, 3 units of 10 Crypt Ghouls. Ghoul Patrol, the Chalice of Ushran, and the Cadaverous Barricade. 1,850 points. He's dropped 3 command points. So it's dropped 150 points, so that he's got 3 command points to start. And obviously, because he's got battalion, he's got 4 command points to start. He'll start the first turn with 5 command points. That's David Robinson. Yeah, Dave Robinson's really solid player over in Northern Ireland. Who's he up against?
So, he's got the old master of Arcan himself, Mr. Russ Veal. Russ the Face Veal.
Yeah, the man from Facehammer himself.
He's actually the only one here using the man, the myth, the legend, my favourite model of all of AoS.
Yep.
Arcan the Black.
Okay.
He's actually
It's
decided
Legion
to
of
bring
Sacrament,
it.
right?
It's the Legion of Sacrament. He's got Arcan the Black, who, in my opinion, auto wins. That's it. It's just for turning up, he wins. He's got Neferata. He's got a Vampire Lord and Zombie Dragon. He's got Necromancer. 3 units of 5 direwolves. 9 Spirit Hosts, so a big block. And Geminids for the Endless Spell. So it's quite a good list.
So we talked about this list yesterday, but we'll talk about it again, really. Wow. Okay, we'll talk about that in a minute. So we might actually be able to get. Before we talk about. No, yes. Do you want to quickly do an update from the table about that? That could be interesting or not.
Yeah.
No, it's currently happening. Right.
Okay. We'll leave that one there. There might have been there's some heat here. Okay. So let's talk about Russ Veal's list now. I've beaten Russ, and there's also a man who has actually stated apparently he did not lose to me, and that would be Colin's son. Now, when you see him on there, you need to remind this man.
No one understands these jokes.
I have beaten Donald.
Okay, good. All right.
I have beaten Donald.
All right. Apparently that's fake news. Right. Listen, who do we think is going to win?
Yeah, I've got a video of you saying it though.
Right. So.
Okay, let's have a look for what. So, I mean, I've been over to that fight already.
Well, let's talk about the list, Russ's list, right? So, as we talked, that 9-unit Spirit Host can be resummoned if it gets killed.
Yes.
Yeah, it's going to get. It can pile in an attack twice. It does mortal wounds on 5s and mortal wounds on 6s. It can get rerolls to hit. Yeah. So we worked out it can do like 28 mortal wounds for that unit alone. Then when you kill it, it comes back to life. Yeah. Neferata can make everything within 15 inches minus to hit. Yeah. And then also you've got Geminids of Orgish. So you really could do some really good work with that. I'm pretty certain Russ has had a tough time this weekend and hasn't actually done that well.
He's taken the heavy hits. I mean,
Team Scotland actually went in there and gave him his first loss at a Six Nations event.
really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So it's all to play for between those two armies, Legions of Nagash and Flesh Eater Courts.
Yeah, I mean, I think Russ is up against it. I think so. As a fellow Death player with him, and we've talked quite a lot about Death, but I think the Spirit Hosts are devastating, but they are such a big footprint that isn't that quick.
Oh yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
It is going to struggle to get him in there. So I think that's going to be quite a difficult thing. Whereas the Flesh Eater Courts have just got so much speed.
They do have speed, but again, because they're playing Knife to the Heart. No, they're playing. Yeah, no, they are playing Knife to the Heart.
Yeah.
Because they're playing Knife to the Heart, it's all about going and romping on. And then Russ has got a lot of bodies to sit around.
He does.
However, the summoning, you can never forget the summoning that can come out of the Flesh Eater Courts. That late game go grab an objective, so they could potentially sacrifice a few key trades.
Yeah, I mean he's going in with 5 summoning command points as well, so he can summon mass amounts of that Flesh Eater Court list. Everything if he really wanted to.
Yeah.
All in one go.
Yeah, not who's there. When Rob wins the lottery, we need Spider Cam to wire to room around the tables. We'll get that at some point. At some point, we're going to bring you, this is our first crack this weekend, so I appreciate all of you watching or being a part of it or watching back. Never tried to do something like this before, and obviously we're not particularly well funded, so it's thanks to everyone on Patreon and Twitch we can do it at all. You guys are amazing. I really want to shout out Donal and Andy, the event organisers.
Yeah.
They've not only been a wondrous help, they're also helping us try and do the coverage, so you guys get good stuff. So
they have done a lot.
They've done a lot. They've been wonderful. So we'll hopefully bring you better and better coverage as the years go on. So just join us for that crazy ride. Yeah. At some point we might have to stop swearing.
No.
It'll be too professional.
You know what I say to that?
What?
Fuck that.
Fuck them. But in the future we may have to. Because you get some kids watching at home and they'll be like,
then
oh,
that's
Daddy, the
fine.
dragons are fighting the other fellas. They were like, oh, that's lovely.
It's fine. We're going to get a little button for Scrivo to just press so you can just bleep us.
Hawkeye, no, we don't have the new cams this weekend. They actually are on the way. They have to come from America. So we're already, thanks to GoFundMe, we can do some great work. So you guys are wicked and we love and appreciate you. So thank you. Well, I do.
Yeah, it is amazing to see.
You actually said everyone was a dick, Simon.
Huh?
You said everyone was a dick.
No.
Shut up, Speckles.
You're a dick. I'd just like everyone in the chat to know as well that Rob is not full human. I discovered over the past 2 days he's also half elephant seal. That man, he's loud speaking, but even louder snoring.
All day. Rob spent all the GoFundMe on the dispossessed RV. That's true.
If we could do a GoFundMe to provide ear defenders, for me, that would be very much appreciated.
Right, look. So who do we think is going to win? That's my question. Is it going to be Legion of Sacrament? Is it going to be Flesh Eater Courts? Twitch chat, Speckles, everyone in the room. What are you saying?
It's difficult for me because I love both, but I just love Arcan. I would absolutely love to see Arcan curse the ears off of Gore King on Tarot Guys. It would be bonkers.
Yeah?
I'd love to see it. So I'm going to go with Russ.
You're going to go Flesh Eater Courts?
No. It's great how you know Master's dead there. I'm going to go with
Legion of Sacrament.
Arcan's in Legion of Sacrament.
Listen. The less I know about death factions, the less I'm bothered.
For saying you had the full sleep there. So yeah, I'm going to go with the Legion of Sacrament.
I actually think FEC, and I agree with Flukes here. I do think Russ knows what he's doing, but I think Flesh Eater Courts are just so good.
Yeah.
Although arguably Legion of Nagash got the really nice answer to FEC, and the answer being.
Yes, kill it, bring it back again. Kill it, bring it back again.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So the Twitch chat says Nagash, no.
Yeah, well, that's kind of both, if you say Nagash.
Yeah, I wonder who they're voting for. Who are we voting for?
Who knows?
Anybody
in there
there
that's
for
going to
Twitch
vote?
chat? Let's see what the stats say. Let's see what the stats have got for
See if the
us.
stats can sway the chat's vote.
What do they think is happening, Stats? Mr. Statsman himself, John Scrivens here. He's going to do a quick change.
A quick change.
Yeah.
Is he changing into his morph suit?
His morph suit.
Yeah, he's got a pink morph suit, Scrivos. That's why you don't see him. Throughout the day, he does like to change from pink to blue to green, depending on how his mood is. He does have a black morph suit, but he's only ever used that at Bobo when he felt quite hungover the next day.
Yeah. We will get that in a moment. Absolutely. But I think what we might be able to do is go and ask. We might be able to find out what a 4-0 Fire Slayers player feels.
Yeah.
and see, and we'll see how he feels. To us. And we're going to find out how he feels about being so good at Warhammer. So this is Richie from Just Play. Hi, Richie.
Hello, everyone.
Do you need to talk just into
Where's
his?
this?
Yeah,
Okay, closer.
it's a bit quiet.
Okay, oh, yeah, a bit louder.
Yeah, so 4-0 with Fire Slayers.
Yeah.
So how you feeling about it? How's it working? Talk us through.
So, look, they've got stuck at one amazing unit, right? It's a bit of a Death Star army, and I come into this with the matchups in mind that I think the missions were like really important to me, and there's a lot of them I just can't win. So that's good compared to singles play with them. But that said, like I don't think I've been put into like games that this is perfect for
It's
me.
really, it's not easy, right?
No. So I think a lot of people say, it's teams, they've won 4 in that. A little bit of that. One of the games I had no right to win, really. I made two shocking plays and somehow managed to stay in it and got some priority rolls. So I think really I deserve to be 3-1 right now. But they're good. They're slow.
Yeah. How are they like performing? Like, because is everyone just rushing the block and then that's the mistake?
Yeah. So yes, there has been 2 rush the blocks, which hasn't worked. I don't know what else they would do. Like, there's a Daughters of Cain list where we have to fight across the middle of the board. Basically, in a mission that was favourable for me, it can only fight. I got there first. So,
you got to take me off it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I was lower drop, and I've got that massive Death Star unit. So, yeah, it couldn't kill them. I put, I think I fought 15 Blood Sisters, Marathi, and 20 Witch Elves, and
wow,
pretty much dead in a turn.
Because they can just wipe just everything out in the world.
The most interesting thing is I've got the axes, you see, not the poles, so that's a big debate. So the axes aren't the ones that do mortals on a 6 to hit. Yeah, and that in teams is good because I think in singles play there's a lot of debuffs and things out there that can make me not win. Like that last game, that was a really bad matchup.
Because you were against Neferata,
yeah,
who can just get you can be -2/3 to hit.
-2 to hit. I was in the fight that was going on then, and yet obviously if I've got natural 6s to hit immortals, great in that situation. But I didn't. I had to roll 5s and roll 3s, and really
You did a bit too well.
I done a little bit too well with the 5s.
I love the dice. You're like, oh, lovely.
The big thing was the 2 big. That aside, I've got a little unit of Auric Hearthguard.
Yep.
The shooting ones, and they're mainly in the list to protect your important heroes. They bounce wounds on a 4 up to them. Little unit of 5. But when a monster gets near, they roll 11 dice, 4s to hit, 3s to wound, do an extra point of damage to monsters at round 1. So they put a lot into Neferata. Then the magma drop breath attack. Roll a dice less than $1 in the unit to hit. Roll the 1.
Roll a 1. Lovely.
Does D6 mortal wounds, rolled a 5 and killed her.
Oh, so, what?
Yeah, that was me screaming around the room, very, yeah.
That's why the game's fun, right?
I've got
no
shame in that.
No.
I'm not. People oh, you took that well, and rub it in. I don't care if people get excited when the. Well, it's exciting, isn't it?
It's exciting. The dice roll. I think that's why we're all adrenaline junkies deep down, because the dice rolls are awful and exhilarating all at the same time.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm absolutely about it. It's wonderful. I saw you do a little run round, and I was like, something's happening.
Yeah. Well, after that, then it was and I'm about to fight with my Hearthguard unit twice, so I'm going to kill some dragons now.
Yeah, they do real good work.
Yeah.
Would you ever think about taking Fire Slayers to a singles event?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Gotrek's out now.
I mean, he's coming out.
He's coming,
yeah.
So
you're excited about that, right?
That's what's inspired the victory for the lads today. All the dice rolls and that. I was showing them pictures on my phone.
Oh, just a little team talk.
Yeah. You guys can have pants too if you roll lots of 5s. Yeah, I'll buy you some pants. So, yeah, it was. I'm definitely. I want to paint them as well as I possibly can, and because it's only about a 55 model army, maybe something like that with 2 monsters. So I want to paint them as well as I possibly can, and maybe hopefully win some paint and stuff along with them and take them. Yes, I will take the singles because there's been games that I'm surprised I've been able to win. You got to plan ahead a lot, and it's very difficult to. It's not difficult. You've got to be careful when moving the army with the Rangers because there's 4 or 5 books that are Rangers of 12 and 18 that you've got to keep your army wholly within. So there's some important pieces that can die, like Ruin Father and Magmadroth dies. I think I'd really struggle to. You struggle to move around the board a lot then when you really want to break and make some pace with them because the run and charge prayer is crucial.
Yeah. Because they're so slow.
so slow.
So
But
slow.
You can get about on that, so.
So is your first time representing your country for Age of Sigmar?
It is.
How
yes.
do you feel about that?
Yeah, made up.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's why I've come. I've pushed me luck. You know, my girlfriend's due in 2 weeks, so being here right now is a bit risky. But you know, she's very kind and supporting me. You know, saying go, because I wanted to and that. So yeah, first time playing for the country, first time doing a team event as well. Never managed to go to any of them before, so that's been really interesting. You know, building the lists beforehand, seeing the matchup process, and
it's exciting,
how that
right?
part goes. You know, yeah, you don't always do well in it. It's not easy to get the right matchups. You know, like I've ended up in a bad one this round and managed to turn something round. You know, and a few times I've seen our matchups, and I think.
Actually, I actually didn't think that was a bad matchup for you.
You didn't?
No, I watched one
the
of the
mission's good for me.
Yeah, and I saw someone else earlier as well, like play Fire Slayers, not you, and they just rushed at the Fire Slayer block, and I was like, was that you over there? Maybe, yeah. They just rushed at you. I was like, no, don't do that. And I agree with you. They can't not, but you can play around, do a bit of dancing. I think.
Yeah.
I think. It's just people just have no concept of just how good that block is.
No,
really,
it is. It's too good. It's
but
very
representing your country, great fun.
Yes.
Great fun. Yeah,
Yeah,
and Team England, great bunch of guys as well to be hanging out with.
Oh, it's boss, and look, I've got to come with my mate Jim as well, James Tinsdale.
Yeah.
He's come down with us as well, so he's been on the team. And Laurie, I've spent a lot of time talking to since I've started going to events this year. So
Because both ex-Sylvaneth
yeah,
players.
he was just one of the first people I got speaking to, his lot from down there. So yeah, it was great to be on. And then obviously I've got to know the other lads a little bit more this weekend and a couple of times before. I don't know the Face Hammer lads as much as some of the others, but no, yeah, it's been great. So
that's great. And also escorting Darren home last night to make sure he behaved himself.
That picture's so good with the hand on the
it
back.
nice having a rogue element to your team?
Yeah.
It's like, come on, you're talented, but you're also a liability.
Let's come home now. Like the biggest liabilities in Warhammer are Bruce and Hughes, right? Like them guys don't know when to stop. So they were like, come Darren, the chants are going Darren, but we managed to turn them around.
Oh,
so.
perfect.
We took him to one more bar, but
yeah, just slow him down.
It's a nice, calm bar.
Yeah. Well, good luck.
One that didn't sell buckets of green stuff that they looked like they were drinking. So
I don't know. It's Cardiff, man. It's all madness. Well, I hope Team England do well. I mean, it's still all to play for, right?
Yeah, this round's only going. I think
It's
it's going
really
okay, maybe because I've managed to pull one out we didn't expect, but.
Yeah, I think you might have beat the Gits and you might have beat Dr. Kane, but it's still to play for, and this probably decides who's going to win the tournament, which is really exciting.
Yeah.
And you guys are obviously hot favourites, so that's pretty cool.
It's good that Northern Ireland are like pushing it so hard as well right now. Like they are in the dominant position, aren't they? Going into this round they were ahead, but obviously there's the matchup with us to go through. No, I'm excited to get to go and watch Laurie's game now because that one looked pretty tight. So it looks like an interesting one.
Well, thanks for taking the time to talk to us. We really appreciate it, and we can check you guys out obviously. When we all listen to you guys, we can listen to.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll probably be recording this week on podcast Just Saying. So you check that out. We, every single week or fortnightly, and we put some stuff out there. So yeah, I'll certainly be talking about it all.
Oh, and good luck with the birth as well. That's exciting.
Yeah, thank you very much. Can't wait. A little break from Warhammer then. So.
All right, we're going to go back to the table overlay now and find out what's happening. Just what's happening with all the matches. So thanks very much.
Thank you.
Welcome back. Sweet. So we're going to update the scores. Actually, we're going to come back. We're going to come back for the scores and find out what's happening in the round. England now looks like are doing well. They're doing well now, but they obviously have given in some scores. But obviously, the difference between them is a win for them is also a loss for Northern Ireland. So that's showing a big difference between the two.
I mean, I've just had a quick chat with one of their coaches, and he's saying it's very, very even Steven between the lot. Apparently, they thought a lot of the matches they thought was going to be an easy win or a win, are not going well. So I think it's spiraling. Any which way, they don't really understand.
Yeah, well, so yes, I agree. I think, looking at that, we had an update from the Bone Splitters table earlier. It actually got quite tense. We might, as tables start rounding up, we might start getting table by table coverage from our Git in the field. But
our boss.
Yeah, the Loon boss himself. But we'll find out when that's going to be possible, because we still got to talk about some of the matchups.
Oh yeah.
So let's talk about those matchups now.
So
where we were up to?
We were we were up to the death off, and now we're going for another.
Oh, we haven't talked about Legions of the Gash versus Fire Slayers.
No.
Yeah, so we've done our predictions for table 6. So table 7, Legions of Nagash versus Fire Slayers.
I mean, I've got quite a good prediction on this one.
Yeah, because we just spoke to the guy. But let's talk about the list anyway.
Yeah, okay. So, do you want me to go through the Fire Slayers list for you?
Alex Ghost Arm. Buenos dias from Italy
Wow.
too. Hey Alex, hope you're doing well. Tomb King Tristan, thanks for joining the chat. Thank you everyone joining us as we're here in lovely, rainy Wales.
Lovely rainy Wales.
Oh, it's lovely.
So, in Richie's list, I don't know if he went through it, but he has the Auric Rune Smite on Magmadroth. He's got Auric Rune Master, a Battlesmith, a Rune Father on Magmadroth for his heroes. He's also got the big devastating force of the 30 Hearthguard Berserkers with broad axes. I think that is the main powerhouse from the Fire Slayers team. He's also got another 10 Volkite Berserkers, 10 Volkite Berserkers, and 5 Auric Heartguard. And it's the Lord of the Lodge.
Yeah, Lords of the Lodge. We
Lodge.
already know Richie won that game. I actually said to him that I actually thought that was a win for him anyway. I'd have already called that. I rate that Fire Slayer block massively.
Yeah, I mean, just having the ability to just take so much punishment and stay there. So Legion and Nagash is playing. They have the ability to come back, but you lose the board where so you basically, unless you can stay in it, you're always going to be changing around. So I think Fire Slayers would have had a strong match against that.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. They're really, really good.
They don't shift, whereas if you can kill a unit in Nagash, yes, it comes back, but it's coming back where it doesn't want to be. It needs to be where it was in the first place.
Yeah. That's and he was up against the Legion of Gash army, kind of a famous list at this stage from David Kane. Legion of Blood from the realm of Uglu. He's got Neferata, Vampire Lord and Zombie Dragon with a Dimensional Blade, another Vampire Lord and Zombie Dragon with the Doppelganger Cloak. You've got Bloodseeker Palaquin, 2 units of 5 direwolves, 10 zombies, a Court of New Lamia. So an almost never seen. This is kind of a Dave Kane special. Oh, Hawkeye, thanks for donating the bits. You guys are
Thank
wicked.
you very much.
Yeah. On a train to Florence, Alex Ghostarm. Why has Mick got his nips out? The Irish team are actually, the Republic of Ireland are actually trying to psych out the Swedish team by playing naked.
I mean, I did go over there, and one of our members of the Honest Wargamer, Jonathan, has actually, he gave it a flash glimpse of power by raising his shirt, and he nearly blinded the other player. He is now cowering back at the awesomeness of the Swedes.
Yeah, it's kind. Warhammer Age of Sigmar is a lot like sumo wrestling. Like,
what should I say about some of the players?
Well, I mean, there's loads to be said, but really, like, it's all about power and grace. Yeah, it's about
a lot of power.
It's about tactics. It's about thoughts, and it's all about. Yeah, and you know, sometimes there's nothing better than just grabbing your opponent's kind of waistband, getting them close, and going, "Hushati," which is Japanese for "I'm going to destroy you" in a respectful and kind manner.
Well, I mean, it's always nice to be respectful as well while getting
Hushati
beyond close.
So if anyone wants to take their tops off, play Sigmar against their friends, grab their opponent close and go Hushati. That's some. You never thought you'd learn Japanese on this show, but you just have.
I mean, always get permission first, because that could get a very grey area.
Oh, I mean,
don't be taking tops off.
Always get permission first.
Unless it's Darren, and then if you come across Darren, just go for it. He's always happy to have somebody grab him close. So we go to the final one?
Yeah, no, hold on. I want to see what the stats say.
Oh, the stats.
I want to see if the stats were right on that one. Did they say Fire Slayers were going to win it or not?
Yeah. Because Fire Slayers haven't had much in the stats recently with the new version.
So according to the stats, David Kane was going to win. So the stats
okay.
were wrong on that one. And then according to the stats before, Flesh Eater Courts are going to win.
Okay.
So that's really interesting. So thank you very much for that, John. We can go back to the final round. Final table.
Final play. The dog kicker himself versus the child.
Yeah, Laurie Huggett Wild, famously on the team, is a little bit...
He just doesn't like dogs.
Huh?
He just likes kicking him. I actually went over there, and the poor Stormcast player, Chris, actually has a Griffhound. And Laurie's already made it his mission now to kick that Gryph-hound in. He's decided, I'm going to smash it off.
Yeah.
So,
So Laurie is kind of on a redemption arc, having kicked a bunch of dogs at an earlier event in the week. But he's against young Chris. 80 Mac, it's on, I think. He's against young Chris, the youngest competitor here, which and representing Wales. I think that's wicked, right? That's just so lovely that he's here and doing that.
He's not representing Wales, though.
And he's rocking a Stormcast Eternals army. However, before we talk about those lists and how that's maybe going, we're going to get a table update from
a crucial table
from
update.
a couple of the tables right now.
So we'll see what his dad's doing.
Hey guys, so we're over by Byron versus Colin. So the Bone Splitters versus Witches, and as anything that happens with England, if you better be lucky than good. So better be lucky than good, and better roll a 6 to bring back 30 Arrow Boys. And then he won the double turn, which is helpful. So Marathi is kind of standing in the middle doing nothing, flapping about. He's got a lot of bodies, so it's really hard to see Colin score. He doesn't have many witches left. He has his cauldron, but it's going to be quite tough, I think, for it's going to be quite tough for Colin to pull this back.
I'll do the commentary when we get back to the desk. But I agree with you. Like that's I think bringing on the other unit back was so huge, right? But like we said before, those witches took out a whole block on their own earlier. That's huge. And then Marathi has just stood there. She's amazing as a utility piece. She's just like, I won't die. Because almost Colin got Alfred almost off the board. Had Marathi not got her special rule, game over. So I think pretty massive. But I think you're right. He's probably going to struggle to actually get the win.
I think the big thing was, obviously the witches coming back. The Arrow Boys coming back. And Colin just doesn't have enough bodies to be able to combat this. So although the Cauldron's not taking that many wounds by the looks of it, I think that over the next couple of turns, the Arrow Boys are going to win. The other side is, just as a heads up, but the Arrow Boys did not get the +1s to hit, so they didn't explode on 5s, which is probably helped a little bit, but is it too little, too late?
Yeah, but potentially. See, the other issue is that there's the Bone Splitters have got like a variety of like little MSU units, so mopping them up is actually a little bit like difficult, and that's what he needs to do, right, to like clear off the objectives. I mean, from the first turn, like it's a nice fight back. Really hard to do. I can't wait to see what the actual result is when we get towards it, right? Yeah.
I mean, you said it's a nice fight back, but do you really mean that when it's daughters?
No, I don't. But I also never stopped hating Bone Splitters either. So like I'm okay with it too. It's just an offensive amount of shooting, right? It's an old tome. It's got some mistakes in it. Unlike the new tomes with new mistakes, like they're different mistakes. It's kind of like my dating history. They're all mistakes.
I've never had a mistake in my dating history because I'm a good little boy, Rob.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right, so we'll go back to the desk.
Okay,
We'll go
thanks.
back to the desk. Thank you. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Hope you guys are well. Is there some more news from that table? You can go over.
Yeah, we can. It's just a quick update.
Oh, God. Donald's going to bring you a quick update from one of the other tables.
Hey guys, so two updates on the Northern Ireland side. So we have the Deepkin player beat the Deepkin player. That's right. Northern Ireland, as we expected, are better than England
with fish.
Northern Ireland has a better fishery system, and just like potatoes, ain't gonna export no fish.
You ain't gonna export no fish. Do you own more fisheries now? Like you own more fishing land in the Northern Sea?
Yes.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Or the Irish Sea.
Who knows?
I don't know what seas there are.
Who knows? And then on the Ross the Face Veal with his Legion's army versus Dave, no one's heard of him, Robinson with his Feck. Feck got a minor win. So that's pretty exciting from Northern Ireland that we're winning 2. So at the minute, as things stand, it's 2-2 with 4 games remaining to go. Which takes us off to the reason I came over here, the Gits player, the legend himself that is Neil, almost a loon boss, Montgomery, popped out his fanatics to hit the boat. Then James Tinsdale Crutch KO guy dropped some bombs, did 2 wounds on the fanatics, sad face.
Sad face.
Mystical,
I like them being alive.
Mystical, 2 saves. What?
2 6s. There you go. Mystical Fanatics are the powerhouse that we all need. That's amazing. Yeah, thank you guys.
Hello, I'm back. I've not been fully replaced by our boss now. Just been catching up with some of the other players. And I've spoken to Mick Windle, the man showing all of his power just behind the team composition picture for Team Republic of Ireland. And he's quite happy. He says there should be more topless Northern Irish men here at the tournament. So. What now? Oh, okay. We've got another.
Yeah, no, we already know. We got the update from the iDeath. As Bruce Hammer in the chat called it, it's a Northern Irish victory.
Wow.
There.
Okay.
So again, like we talked about, it's so key. So there's been one England out-and-out victory.
Yeah.
There's now been one Northern Irish out-and-out victory. You've still got Flesh Eater Courts versus.
I thought that's been decided, didn't it?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, that was a minor win to Northern Ireland.
Northern Ireland got a minor win with Flesh Eater Courts over there against Legion of Sacrament, who seems chuffed with it.
I mean, that's what Donald's just said. I mean, it looks like it's still going on though, so it might not be. And we still have the Bone Splitters versus Doors of Cain. He is not giving up, Colin, at all.
No, he isn't. I mean, so one of the things that you missed actually, Simon, is Bone Splitters, the Cunnarook, or not Cunnarook, but the larger clan has got the capacity to bring a unit of Bone Splitters back.
I just heard from Colin earlier about that. Is it on a 6?
On a 6, and they came back.
Yeah,
However, interesting little side rule is it doesn't count as being part of the same battalion, right?
Okay.
Because it wasn't bought inside the battalion.
No.
So it's a new unit, but it's not a Cunning Rook unit of Bone Splitters.
It's going to be a
standard unit.
Okay. I mean, Colin's determined now. Never back down. I'm actually from what I can see, Marath's still on the board as well. So
thank you very much.
I don't know how many wounds he's got left, but if he can they're only going to do 3 wounds to it, and I know he didn't attack it the first couple of rounds, so that's going to be really pivotal.
So as you can see on the screen here, we've got an update on the scores for the round.
Okay.
Right, look at that. So uncapped would be how many points they got going.
Yes.
There are still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games going for this England versus Northern Ireland match.
Donald seems very happy about it.
However, England ahead, but only with 5 points.
Okay, that's big.
5. 3-7-3 versus 3-7-8 is 5.
That's quite a big step, but it's also gone to the estimated round score stats. It's actually switched. No, it hasn't. Sorry.
No, it's always stayed the same.
It's always stayed the same. It's just they've moved positions.
It does. Secondaries,
So-
England are 1 point ahead on secondaries now.
Yeah.
Which is good. So there's get a secondary, there's a deny a secondary.
Yes. So there is potential 6 additional points to go for.
Ooh.
Donald seeans to be super happy about something.
He is. He is.
Something
Well, let's
happened
find
to the
out from
dog
Donald.
kicker.
Maybe we'll get.
So the dog kicker has tried to kick a child and lost 2 units of 30 witches.
Wow.
Dog kicker tried to kick a child.
Amazing. I mean, children are doing great at this. What we're going to do is we're going to find out from one of the sushi players. Let's give it. I'll have a chat with him.
Right, sure.
Okay. We've got somebody who's famous for his sushi, and I'm going to have a little chat with him. If he's finished putting his sushi stuff around, he's here. This is Les Martin.
How's it going, guys?
Hello, dude. How you doing?
I'm right now. I'm not bad. Not bad.
How was it?
Okay. It was all right.
Yeah, I mean, just about you're a little bit shorter than
Look
me.
into the mic.
You can see yourself though.
Holy shit.
So I mean, that's
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Talking to
you
Mike.
kind of really got to get close on this.
Really close into the mic.
Really close. So, How did the sushi match go?
Oh, it was brilliant. Played Robbie Wright. It was a really tight game. The problem with Deepkin when you've got so many sort of like more eels on the table is that it's going to come down to priority rolls. I made a little mistake early on. A lot of the times with Deepkin, if you keep yourself 18 inches away from a board edge, because they deploy wholly within 6, then they can't declare a charge because they're outside of 12.
Ah, okay.
So if you keep yourself 18 inches away from a board edge, then you can't get alpha strike by a unit of eels.
Good to know. Good to know.
Yeah, so I charged my 9 eels into his 6. Was over, like when I piled in, gave him a little bit too much on the pile in, so then that brought me into that 18 inch correct range. It allowed him to pile in with it, well, charge was 12 eels, basically.
And that's the big block.
Really
you don't
swingy, loads of mortal wounds. He rolled really well for the mortal wounds, but didn't roll particularly well for the attacks, so it didn't kill both my units and 9s. I passed 2 shaky battle shock tests.
That's quite big,
which
for
is
Deepkin
massive.
as
Like,
well,
you know, I needed it. Yeah, because they're only bravery 6. As soon as you start losing eels, it's a problem. Managed to, managed to pass the shaky battle shock tests, and then 1 priority into 2. Now, run and charge is massive for Deepkin. It allowed me to like get 6 eels into his 12.
Yeah, I mean, neither of you was switching the tide.
No,
which is quite good. I mean, you do seem to see a lot of that for Alpha Strike kind of builds.
Yeah, I mean, I think in a singles event, and I'm sure James Tinsdale won't mind me saying this, in a singles event, I think James Tinsdale's Thewthan list with the Marty Corps is probably the best because it gives you options for everything. I think with the amount of eels I'm running, it's definitely a team event list. And it's designed to be paired into matchups that people don't want. It's like a bully list.
I mean, how did you feel when you get teamed up against Deepkin?
It's 50-50. It was always going to be a close game. Rob is a legend, and it was always going to be close. And I thought I had it going into 2 and 3 because I won priority 2 into 3, which means I go first everywhere. Which allowed me. So essentially, my 6 eels wiped his 12 because the dice spiked massively. Which is ridiculous. It allowed. I won priority 2 into 3, which means I go first everywhere. I needed, because he made a couple of crucial charges, I needed to wipe out a unit of 6 eels and 10 thrall. By basically doing that, putting a load of bodies into it and wipe that entire the unit, he basically had 1 command point left. He needed to kill 1 of my eels, which allowed him then to spend the command point on his turn, turn it to a 6, retreat onto the objective, which I was at a range of because I had to go and
you
because
had
I had
to
stop
make it,
multiple threats. He got that, and and it went his way, and it was it was really tight. Didn't feel like a 19-1. Felt really close. And I mean, the only good thing is that by me taking that, I mean, I got 1 point out of it. It meant that we, hopefully, the team got some players into the right matchups. I mean, I don't know how we're getting on with regards to.
I know bits, but I'm not going to tell you.
No, it's looking. A couple of games are looking tense still.
I mean, when we were talking about it before about the matchup, I mean, I think you've got the artifact. The Cloud of Midnight, which I think was a really good thing to take. I think it's so good in this kind of thing, and we thought potentially that might help win you the game.
It's like the Cloud of Midnight is so good in certain situations. In this one, it didn't actually play a role because the King died before I got a chance to activate it, just with some spiky dice rolls. You look at it and you go, that's not going to go through.
But we thought obviously you can just go straight into those 12 eels, activate it, and that's it, and then mute for one turn.
The problem is that normally, because it activates at the start of the start of the charge phase, or start of the combat phase, you activate the Cloud of Midnight. So if he charges me, I can't avoid the mortal wounds because on his turn he goes first. So at that point, by the time the 12 eels were on the table, the king had already died because of just he went in, tagged a unit of 6 eels, and the mortal wounds just were too much. I mean, even with the extra room because of the realm.
He's great, but he's not really going to stay around, so it's quite fragile.
So my king's designed to be in the list for when I play shooting armies. It's like they pair me into like Byron's Cunning Ruck list or something similar, and basically I chuck the king straight forward, and then go, right, turn off the combat phase, turn off the shooting phase. You can't target, you have to target him because he's close. You can't target him because he's Cloud of Midnight. And then I run into you with the rest of the army. But no, it was a really good game, and disappointed that I've lost. But by me taking that matchup, hopefully someone else has got the the better matchups.
Fair play. I mean, it's good to see. I mean, we do. There was another Deepkin Deepkin.
Really?
I think it was Wales and Sweden.
Okay, cool.
They're double Deepkin as well. So
the Wales Deepkin list is the James Tinsdale. No, that's the Scotland list.
Oh, Scotland.
Scotland's got the James Tinsdale.
Yeah, Scotland versus the Republic of Ireland, I think. No, Scotland versus Wales. Scotland versus somebody.
Yeah.
But it's quite weird. So I mean, they're not horde armies. They're very designed to a specific thing.
Yeah.
But I don't know how well it does against itself.
It depends on. Now, I mean, they ruled at the event that if you flip the tides, it only affects your army as opposed to both armies. So then that's if you flip the tides against a Deepkin army that also doesn't flip the tides, it's massive because you're always striking first on turn 2 as opposed to turn 3. And again, it's that priority roll. Deepkin priority turn 3 is massive. And I thought I had the game sewn up, but with Robbie just being able to get into we'll be able to retreat onto that objective. It was massive.
Yeah, I mean he's got the allies as well.
Yeah.
So with taking hold, obviously as well, it's handy having it.
Keep talking. You trolling me?
Let's have a look. Oh. You're getting shot in the chat.
Now he's won. He's talking shit. Smack talking. Now he's won. Amazing.
Have you got a response to him?
He didn't look like I was a ride just going into turn 3. He looked like Squeaky Bum.
So does this also mean that he's the ruler of the sushi?
Definitely. I mean, I think James Tinsdale's still the ruler of the sushi, the deep King James Tinsdale himself. But no.
How much? He's got to do a shot of wasabi now, surely.
If I drunk, mate, I would.
No, not you, him.
Yeah, he can do a shot of wasabi.
So how do you think, without knowing? I mean, obviously looking at this amazingness.
So
England doing against Northern Ireland.
We've got one more round to play. As long as Northern Ireland don't cap us and we beat them by 7 points, then that draws us on overall scores for the weekend. So then we can go into Sweden, which we're looking forward to because the Swedish guys are legends. Really looking forward to playing the Swedish guys. And
you know that the Swedish team have actually won their first match within the first 15 minutes. He actually re-racked and had another game.
Amazing. Why would you re-rack and have another game? Who wants to play Warhammer?
They're actually the only one who've had 6 matches now this weekend.
Really?
Well, they will be going into the next round.
Amazing.
So I think they're just showing some power between them.
You want to get the dance master on?
Yes. Yeah. Thank you very so much, and good luck in the next round.
No worries. Cheers,
good luck.
Thanks, mate.
Let's go see. Some.
Hey guys.
Things.
So today we have Darren. Used to be our thing. Now he just takes broken lists and beats up people. Watson.
Yeah.
And are you enjoying the 4 games that you've played so far?
I've had loads of fun. Much more fun than I going into it. I thought I wasn't going to have much fun at all running rats, and I've had loads of fun because I keep making free vermin lords.
So, when it comes to having fun, is that just because your opponents are fun as opposed to you being fun?
I'm just all the fun. I make my opponents fun.
I don't know if I agree with that. Darren, I heard that you had to go home at 9:30 last night to go to bed.
Is this why you were so keen to interview me? I didn't have to. We made an executive decision.
And when you tried to leave the room and Tom held you back and strapped you down, was that something that you agreed to? And do you like pegging?
Well, it turned me on.
That's acceptable.
Yeah.
And if you had played for Wales and been the hero that we deserved, hashtag Ian Spink, still the Masters.
Yeah, Ian Spink is... Yeah, I should be the hero you deserve. I can only apologise for that.
I mean, when I met you, I felt like Martin Luther King, where I'd had a dream and you were that dream, and then you shat on it.
I'll do better.
Will you though? Because the next event that you're going to is ETC.
Yeah.
And what are you going to take for that? Or is it secret? Shh, guys. Just in case any other player who's playing in the ETC out of the 3 teams who are going, Darren can't commit that he's playing with Skaven again.
I've actually got free license to take something bonkers to confuse the opponents. That's truth.
That sounds like BS that Tom told you to get you to sign up to the team and pay for your flights, and then he changes the rules.
We've got a list in well, they're practicing it for me, which is very handy. But yeah, no, it's going to be bonkers.
And did you write the list yourself? And
I can write lists.
Okay, so when I say did you write the list yourself, I don't mean you put it in War Scroll Builder after being told what to do.
No comment.
I have so much confidence in you, Darren, as a player to recover from this tragedy. And you know what? I'm going to forget about the 3 months from June to August if you play for Wales next year.
I'm a bit of a has-been, so I might end up playing for Wales next year.
And you heard it here first. Future Wales, the first guy to boomerang from England back to Wales after Matt Hinton.
Well, then I'll be your hero, though. Would I be your hero then?
You will. You will.
That's worth it then, isn't it?
Yes. Thanks, guys.
Was amazing.
Wow, look at those two.
They love each other.
The best, you know what the best thing about Warhammer is like all the characters who play Warhammer, and then not those two.
I mean, at some point, it did kind of look like Darren was interviewing himself and using Donal as a puppet.
Yeah, it did look like Donal was a puppet
I think
that
Darren
was being
actually
operated.
just gave himself a lot of smack talk there.
Bulimia wants loon shorts to go on sale soon. I'm sure John Scrivens will sort that out for us. We'll organise some loon shorts.
The loon shorts would be amazing.
The loon shorts would be really
loon
good.
Shorts and Crocs.
Yeah. So there are still some updates from the tables.
Apparently
There's some updates from the tables. We're going to go.
Massive
We're going
update
to go
going on
live
now.
now. I'll go do the camera work. Let's go.
Rob, you be a cameraman.
Do it.
Let's go.
Important. Oh no, I have to go back. Laurie's intense. I've just been schooled because
What's happened?
Because now it's intense and Laurie's hates the game now because that's what Laurie does when he loses. We're not. The trolling is too intense.
Oh shit! Is it serious? What's happened?
Because anytime Laurie is losing, he hates the game and he doesn't like banter. And you know that Laurie's losing when he hates the game and doesn't like banter. And now he's losing. So
losing. Wait, hold on. To a child.
I'm allowed to be fun until Laurie loses, but now it's intense, so now I have to walk away. And I have to respect it because I'm an independent TO and an independent commentator and not a Northern Ireland fan at all.
No, and I don't want England to lose, so it's tough. It's tough. It's tough. It's going to be tense. It's looking very serious. He's got the head coach there advising him. So actually, one of the things I need to raise to you as a TO, do you know that actually the entire time Tom has been communicating with the team and giving them guides, but through
No.
very gentle bum pats?
Actually, on that note, I'm going to go and just be quiet.
Okay, all right, good. All right, he's off. He's off. And we're going to go back to the desk. You'll see us in the desk in 1 minute. Here we go.
We'll be back.
Hello, welcome back to the desk. I was there a minute ago. This is one day. One day.
We're back.
It's probably what happens when you just give a madman
Madman the power.
Right, where were we before we got this?
I don't know. That was very intense, though, wasn't it?
It was intense. It was intense.
Mean, we all have to remember this is obviously intense.
I mean, people's prides are on the
There's
line.
a lot of pride.
It's war dollies.
It's war dollies and dice.
Yeah, that's right. But I think we've had an update to the chart.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll have an update to the
let's
chart.
see how it's going.
Here we go. There were some bad camera
Yeah,
shakes.
unfortunately,
you're right.
that bad from a photographer
Cut out.
holding it from myself. Then.
Yeah, as a videographer and a photographer, we're kind of hating what's happening right now, but we'll get there eventually. Northern Ireland, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls,
okay.
oh my God, are in the lead.
This is. I mean, I think we need to keep it quite low because we've still got a couple of matches going on.
There's still a couple of matches going in. One of the matches that has to post a result is going to be the one between Laurie.
I mean, I still think it's amazing. I think it's amazing that
so close.
That no one's given up.
It's so close. This is Warhammer.
This really should have been that final pairing.
Oh, it should have been the final pairing. Little side note: Team England refused to let it be the final pairing. It would have made no difference, but they refused. So, which is within their prerogative, but also childish. It is.
Well, yeah.
It is. Well, grow the fuck up. Like, understand the viewers want to enjoy themselves.
But we do get to see some awesome power. After.
Yeah, I mean, join us for the next round, which won't be anywhere near as exciting.
I mean,
please do. Where, do you know what, next round we'll just make it nothing but fun with hilarious jokes. But look, let's also look.
you can
Wales.
pick out accents.
Can we also talk about Wales jumping into third place above
Yes.
Sweden?
That's quite impressive. I mean, Team Wales, there is a big gap. So I mean, I don't quite see how they can make it to into first or second. But
Yeah, there's a big gap into first and second, but hotting up for third place, you can't because also don't forget there's another round to come, so it really could come down to that. Maybe even jumping into second.
It could, yeah.
Right?
I mean, if they really power through, it really could switch.
It really could.
So now, I mean, obviously, this could be the decider for who will win, but this is also decided who's going to come second or third.
Hawkeye's also made a really good fucking observation there. Wales doubled their kill points that round. Previously they were on 7,000. They've got 7,000 that round.
That's impressive.
That's not just impressive, it's huge. It's huge. Republic of Ireland also have jumped Scotland like they've jumped the shark.
I mean, I did say Wales, they do play well with a hangover.
They do. They do. Scotland are having a rubbish time this year round.
Yeah, but I think they went out guns blazing, and then I think and then had some bad shots.
A lot of love in the chat for Wales. The underdog coming good. Wales made up of basically anyone that they could find knocking around.
I mean, they even had to wait to find some random player from here as well. One of the coaches has tried to help them
So it's
out.
very, very tense, very close. But we still haven't talked about. So actually, one of the tense matches that's going on is a matchup we haven't talked about yet, which is Stormcast.
Stormcast versus the Daughters of Cain.
Yeah, absolutely. So
Daughters of Cain represented by the dog kicker himself.
Laurie Huggett Wild.
This is a David and Goliath.
Right, Laurie's actually a lovely, wonderful man.
He is. And it was great to play him.
Yeah, so Laurie Huggett Wild versus Stormcast. Stormcast are rocking, played by young Chris. Young Chris I think he's 16.
No, I think he's young. I think he was 15.
Right, and he's holding Laurie, who's a solid player, with Daughters of Cain to possibly a loss. But we'll get into that in a minute. Let's look at the actual list. They're going to be playing Take and Hold. That's the scenario.
Super hard scenario for both of them as well.
Very, very close. And I'll talk about Chris's list. He's got Lord Arcanum with Staunch Defender and Nazarite Halo, a Castellan Ordinator and Relictor, and he's got Translocation as a prayer on Lord Relictor.
A really good prayer for this.
20 Sequitors, 5 Sequitors, 5 Liberators, 1 lot of 10 Evocators, a unit of 10 Skinks, a little clutch choice that you don't see much there. Yeah, and then you've got Celestar Ballisters, 4 of them, Quad Ballisters.
The Quad
Quadlisters. The Quadlisters. And they're going to do some solid shooting.
They will massively.
And I wonder if they were able to take out those hags. I don't think they were able to, but it's really, really close. And he's against Laurie with his Daughters of Cain. What's in that Daughters of Cain list?
It's a good list as well. So he's got the Slaughter Queen on the Cauldron of Blood.
He's Hagnar.
Obviously.
Surprisingly.
Surprisingly. He's got 2 Hag Queens. He's got a Bloodrat Medusa. He's got Marathi, which is quite a good thing for the shooting. He's got 30 Witch Elves, 30 Witch Elves, 10 Witch Elves, and the 2 5 Life Takers, the Qadari Life Takers, and a Cauldron Guard. So it's still... Daughters of Cain are never, ever one to just dismiss. They have so much power going in these armies, and the hardest thing is, which is making this such a Goliath match over there, the longer Daughters of Cain go, the better they seem to be doing as well. So they get a lot of buffs, so they go from reroll hits, to reroll wounds, to run and charge. So by turn 5, that list is doing absolutely every buff possible to itself. Daughters of Cain, they just powerhouse throw things.
Yeah.
But obviously, I mean, I just don't think they do very well against shooting and lots and lots of saves. They don't have any more wound outputs.
No.
So hitting the big blocks of Stormcast with rerollable saves by choice as well, it's going to do a lot of stuff.
Yeah, look, it's a really interesting matchup actually. Shoot cast, and the matchup process. Like team captains have got. I would say you've got to be happy with that. I would say that. I would say that the Stormcast, but probably I probably wouldn't favour them going into that game. I know it's close now. I wonder what the actual stats say on who'd win that game. So as you can see now, these are the stats available at the bottom. Bottom right-hand corner is what you're looking for. Chris Jr., he's got a 62% win rate, but Stormcast have only got a 46%. Laurie, Daughters of Cain have got a 64% win rate as an army. He has a 75% win rate. So that means that the statistically they've called it for Laurie, right?
Yeah, I mean, I might have gone the same way to be fair. Well, I still might. He still can go either way. Laurie is, I mean, I'll give him a bit of shit, but he's a really good player. So, I don't know. I think Chris is up against it. It would be amazing to see the youngest Six Nations player probably ever, I think, in three years.
15 years old, I think.
Yeah.
He's here with his dad. His dad's actually in Team Wales, yeah? But
so, Team Wales and Northern Ireland, father and son. So it will be interesting to see, but yeah, it's good to see.
Yeah, it's amazing. Like, and he's the next generation. He's the next generation, and he's holding the biggest team out there, the bully boys of at least the local European team.
He's holding his own.
He's
And
holding
doing
his
well.
own. Yeah, he's doing great.
Yeah.
So I got to say, a lot of love for him.
Fair play to him.
Yeah, absolutely. Like his dad's got to be super proud, right?
I mean, if you could actually see, unfortunately because the cameras are facing, you can see like both teams now. They're very respectful. They're letting the guys do what their own thing, but they're all watching. It's all intense. They like to. They're both putting all their heart and souls into both their teams. So not the Northern Ireland and England are both playing, both watching, spectating a really.
Yeah, they are. It's like it's come down to also the other ongoing game. So some of the games have run late. The other ongoing game that you're seeing actually is Gloomspike Bits versus Carriage and Overlords. James Tinsdale versus the absolutely gorgeous and arguably one of the cutest guys, Neil Montgomery, to play Age of Sigmar. They look like they've had a fun game the whole way through. Boys Rock Bounders charging at ships.
I did talk to him, and fair play, they're taking it serious, but they're also having fun.
They are having fun.
I was quite happy when he was like, I'm going to put my my balloons into the Loon King, which is, at the end of the day, you need to have a bit of fun. I think that really helps. As competitive as it is, you need to get that fun aspect. I mean, we have another match going off still, I think. Which is Donald's dad Colin versus Hold the Door Byron Ord.
Yeah.
It's intense. I mean, Colin's really pushing.
Yeah, so they're actually updating the scores now. We might get a live update of the score coming in.
Okay, we'll see what's going on. Yeah, I think there may have been something. Colin's
some scores are coming in now. You might see them updated live. So this is the Bone Splitters versus the Daughter Kane update, and that has put England back on top.
It's swinging.
It's literally swing by swing by swing as these results come in.
So not to put a point on it, but a 15-year-old player might actually hold the key.
I mean that was a massive swing in points, right? If you look at the capped score, it's now been a change of 19 points.
Wow.
Right. So
I think there's a handshake going on between Chris and Laurie. I don't know if it's still going, but there's definitely a handshake going.
Yeah, so we're getting the wonderful man himself, Andy, is putting the stats in. I know what I've got quiet. I'm like fucking tense.
It is.
Yeah?
It's actually tense
like this
now.
is four. We've probably done about 12 to 14 hours of coverage now, and I'm like I'm full of adrenaline. Yeah, I'm like Jones. Yeah, I don't know how it's going to go. I've only had one coffee as well today, so it's just the excitement of the game. Thank you very much. Huckabee says pendulum swinging. Pendulum's only moving one direction according to Relian. Yeah, Games Workshop's interpretation of everything is as janky as their book output. Let's be real. But it's nice joining us. It's very, very close. Also really exciting. Obviously going into the ETC team tournament.
Yes.
England obviously going over there. They're not necessarily the hot favourites. I know America's putting out their own ETC team as well. So you could see some really, France always do quite well.
Yeah,
the Polish, the Germans,
Yeah.
they don't fuck about. So
No.
these guys are all like really exciting.
I mean, as much as we're saying all that, so basically, England and Northern Ireland both still have another matchup to go. Not against each other. So even if there's got a gap here now, it could still change in the next round for them. So England might actually win this round, or Northern Ireland might win this round, but it could still change.
Yeah. So
because the gap is quite small, depending on how their next victories go.
There are only actually two results to it. So one of the games that we haven't really reported on is Silverleaf versus. So we called Silverleaf versus Skaven.
Yeah.
So Pete, the team captain for Northern Ireland, decided to put himself up against Darren Watson's Skaven.
I did talk to him about that.
Yeah, and unfortunately it went Skaven's way.
Yeah. So he's got a pretty good tactic, which I wasn't really expecting. So you get additional points for killing over 1,000 points. Now, to do that with his list is really difficult because he'll keep his heroes back. He doesn't play them aggressively, keeps them back, keeps them hidden away. That's a lot of his points, and the rest of the points are in a lot of. It's in a battalion, and the only way to get all of them, the only way to do that is to take out all the dryads, which is still difficult. So it's actually a really good match.
So I know that Pete had said that one of the things that he went for a double turn because he could have sat off and then he decided to commit.
To to try and push. For,
yeah, and
for
unfortunately, it just didn't go well.
No.
But
Fair
you,
play, give it a go.
I mean, Sylvaneth, like Skaven are really good. Sylvaneth are like a lower tier book, like 4 and 1ers are like a kind of like general. You can look at the stats on the AoS Wargamer, obviously, but but he beat Skaven the round before. Round 3, Pete ended up beating Skaven, so he fancied these chances again. Yeah.
Yeah, he's played 4 Skaven lists and he's beat 2 of them. So for him, he's like, I'm buzzing. I've got 2. I mean, I'm sure if you're correct me, Rob, the year 2029.
Get ready.
2029 is when the Sylvaneth book comes out.
Get ready. You're about to see an update live to the chart coming into England versus Northern Ireland.
Let's see what's
to
going
see
on.
this.
We have.
Hold on. We've got.
So Laurie, dog kicker wild, won the game.
Yeah.
Minor win. 1,000 points to 990. Wow. 10 points in it, which is a massive swing. So it went from, if Chris had have won it, he would have had 10 points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And instead, Laurie gets 10 instead of 3. So it's a 14-point swing on that, plus the kill points. He gets an extra 2. So massive swing there.
Wow.
16 points on that alone.
From 10 points at kill points.
That
That
is
is huge.
Deal.
That is absolutely huge.
But
If
fair
only
play.
Hags cost 10 points more.
Yeah.
That would be great.
Or 200 points more.
So that puts England now in a dominating lead from that round.
Yeah. I mean, still, like I said, there's still another round for him to go. And fair play to Chris. Like, that is a really strong way to go against it.
Chris is 15?
15 taking on Doors of Kane list.
Yeah, he's
second Six Nations.
It's his second Six Nations event.
So he is the future and the past and the present of Six Nations at 15 years
the
old.
coach for England looked really stressed there, and he just blew out a big breath. I don't know if that's because of the pressure or just because he's had to walk several steps.
I mean, from one side of the table to the other, it's quite a lot.
So really tense. So I think that's everything from this round locked in.
Yeah.
So we can
go back to ourselves.
Well, yeah, we go to ourselves.
Yeah,
which is nice. We've held out for that whole round. That was really exciting. Thank you for joining us. Let me say this is like Sky Sports Centre for Warhammer. I'm glad you've enjoyed it. You guys are wonderful. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you enjoyed it, that's been tense, right?
It was really intense. He kind of. So obviously, when we saw the Irish play the Irish yesterday, it was all laughs, but it was still intense. But all laughing and jovial. This one went super intense.
Yeah,
really intense.
Oh, like it's been watching the scores flip flop up and down. It's been exciting. So England are going into that their hardest matchup so far against Northern Ireland. Yeah, the coaches are really excited, and they have got a commanding lead now.
Yes.
So it's whether or not the guys at the bottom of the table. No, not the bottom of the table. It's whether
in the middle of the table.
Yes, it's whether or not Sweden can give them a kicking.
It would be great.
And bring them down a peg, and then. But it's all to play for now, going into the final round.
Yeah, I mean, Northern Ireland are not out. They could still win it.
Right, you guys have been wonderful. So join us again in about an hour's time for the start of the draw process for the final round, and then you'll see. I was just falling over my own words, but you guys have been great. Thank you to everyone on Patreon and Twitch. Thank you to you, Simon.
You're very welcome. Thank you to yourself.
Thank you
to Scrivo.
Yeah, thank you to the two teams, England and Northern Ireland, for doing that for us. Thank you to Scrivo.
Thanks to
Andy.
my boss.
Yeah,
the
everyone.
Donal King himself.
Yeah. Join us soon as we cover more T-Sports from the International Six Nations event here in Wales.